weather, you may be turning into your parents.
Looks like it might rain. Let's see what Corey from Channel 2 has to say. He's something else. I like him better than Harris from Channel 5.
You could just look up the weather on your phone.
I like Corey from Channel 2.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Well, Mrs. Grayer, nothing on the x-ray that pinpoints the source of the pain. Let's send you to our lumbar expert.
After reviewing the x-rays, I can't see anything wrong. Let's give you a steroid shot for the pain and send you to the lab for some blood work.
Tired of the runaround? How about trying a new approach? The holistic approach.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We've got Keon Rose in the control room burping, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. What you burping up in there? What are you enjoying today?
Well, I had a burrito.
Oh, where from?
A place called Beach House.
Never been to Beach House. Where's that?
It is over on Camelback and Central.
All right,
around there.
Good. Is it good? Worth going?
Oh, it's real tasty.
Yeah, all right. Because today actually is National Pretzel Day, and I wish I had a pretzel right now. I should have gotten myself a pretzel, but there are deals for some free pretzels, Randy. I know how much you like a good deal on a pretzel.
Yeah.
Auntie Anne's, if you're a rewards member, you can get a free original or cinnamon sugar pretzel. The old Wetzel pretzels, it's all the malls and stuff.
Nice. Yep.
Oh, you get a free original pretzel today nationwide from 3 p.m. until local time until close. So from now until they close, you can get some free pretzel.
I'm gonna have to. I have to go. I'm gonna have to leave the show.
I don't know how many different pretzel companies that we have here, but I'm sure that since they know it's National Pretzel Day, you got a chance of getting something free and good and stuff. So anyway, all right. So we have much to talk about. We are getting ready for the draft tomorrow, our special draft program. We will go till 7 p.m. Now, hold on a second. Now, I want everybody just to let's talk about this. You know how they take forever at the beginning of the draft to even get started with the first one?
Yes.
Do you guys remember how long that was?
About an hour.
Are you serious? They don't draft anybody for an hour?
I don't know.
Do you remember, Keon?
I actually don't remember.
I remember sitting there going, well, they said this was going to start at 5. And I felt like this is taking a long damn time to actually draft anybody. So now I'm kind of worried about our timing on the draft show.
That's a good point. I did not consider that.
Well, what time does the draft start?
Well, they say 5 p.m. That is the time of the
Arizona
broadcast
time.
start, I guess. But I don't have official like, okay, this guy is going to come out at this time and give you the first pick in the draft. I don't have that.
Well, it says 8 p.m. Eastern.
Well, I know. I've done the
So-
math. It means 5 p.m. here, but that doesn't mean that's the first minute they're going to go, here you go. You're on the clock at exactly 5.
Yeah. I'm saying even if you give them an hour, we can at least use our.
Can you look up maybe in the past, when does the draft actually start? You know what I mean? What time do they actually start drafting people? Because I don't believe this. And so, here's what I'm worried. We're committed to go till 7 p.m. And I don't want to go any further than that. It's 4 hours. And there's a couple of reasons. One, it's a long day. 2, Raven Kid's going to be here for 4 hours. I don't know if I can take him a minute longer than that. So I need to know what's happening. When do they usually start? Do you guys out there remember? I mean, the listeners, because a lot of times I'm driving home quickly because I want to watch this.
I don't think it's too long after they open the show. I think they give them a few moments to open the thing, and then the commissioner comes out. I want to say it's like 5 minutes after the hour. And he has some comments. Blah blah blah. Okay, now the draft is now open.
I hope you're right because. And it's every 2 minutes, right? Keon, is how that works.
No, I think is it 2 minutes? Or I thought it was 5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah.
How much are we going to actually get drafted before we leave at 7?
I mean,
I don't want to stay a minute past 7 if I can help it.
If we're fortunate, like half, but probably not that fast.
Well, let's take a look and see. That means we could get to. Probably about the Jets pick. Maybe I was hoping to get to the Commanders pick at 16. So maybe we'll get to 16. Maybe not. Do you guys out there feel like we should get any further? Because I know Raven Kid, he's like, well, we're picking 23. Don't give a crap. That's your team. Go back east. But it's all interesting. It's all important and it all matters.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here past 7. That's all there is to it. And so I'm sure when we flip the switch and go to some network thing, well, they'll be filling you in on what's happening. But the important stuff, that always is like the top 10 picks. After that, it's like, meh, whatever.
I mean, those are the players that you expect to be the game changers of the draft. Not that there aren't others drafted later on, but at least those top 10, those are the ones where you go, you got to hit those.
It is just weird to see somebody who's in the Super Bowl with a 10th pick, the Eagles right there, because, they got it in a. Was part of a trade or is it? How'd they get that?
Yeah, the Eagles.
I don't have my sheet right here.
Wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah, they're at 10. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about that more later. Because we're doing Keon Rose's mock draft at 4 p.m. We will mock Keon Rose's mock draft at 4 p.m. And we'll see how far that goes. So, how far deep do you go with your mock draft?
I do the first round.
The entire first round.
Yeah.
How much time do you think that's going to take you?
At least till 6 tonight.
No, I mean, it depends on how much information do you want me to give on the players. If you want me to give less information and just kind of,
I wish I had an air horn. So when you started going, I was like, yeah, I'm tired of this. Go to the next one. I wish I had something like that. But no, we'll just we'll take it as it goes. All right. I'm sure there's going to be some that you're going to be like, yeah, these idiots are going to do that. Moving on.
Yeah, and then look, there's a part of the draft. I mean, basically from pick 25 down.
Yeah, just silliness.
I don't love any of those guys, and if it were me being the GM of that team, I'd trade out of the damn pick. But
they love you. Those guys love you, Keon.
They've had nothing but nice things to say about you.
It's not.
They say they tweet about you on their social media.
Sometimes it's not all mutual.
You come on the air that you say you don't love them.
Just kind of rude.
It's just look. It's just you have to choose a limit somewhere.
I don't think I'm going to love you so much anymore after this.
Wow.
I
wasn't going to be crude and rude about your mocking your draft, but I think I might just change my story now.
Yeah, he's got it coming. He's got it coming. Just be ready on the text line. That's what I'm going to say. 888-368-1580. King Kitten says, go Lakers, go. Yeah, I can't agree with that. He says, can I get a beer? Can I get Boomer Sooner style? Go Lakers, go from Randy. Never going to happen. Ever. And
You're lucky I give you a beer, and that's only because I like him.
And he says, hey, Boomer Sooner, hang in there. I'll drink with anyone. Yeah, Boomer Sooner was telling us yesterday. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of going through a divorce. Anybody want to go get a beer? And a lot of people on the text line said, yeah, we'll do that. And I don't know how anybody connected with anybody. I don't know if anybody actually went out for beer, if that was a thing, but I kind of like to think so. Daily Boogie says, Daily Blender moving to 4 hours. I've been waiting for that for 5 years.
Yeah.
Boogie, we hardly hear from you. I didn't even think you listened anymore.
Yeah.
And no,
good to hear your text again, Boogie.
We're not going to go for 4 years, 4 months. Man, mouth not work. I am having a stroke. Remember those commercials? Somebody clear my browser history.
I am having a stroke.
Thunder Snow says, oh my God, a 4-hour show. Calm yourself, buddy. It was all caps. Yes, we're going to do this just for the draft. Silly Wabbit says, don't worry, you'll probably get the first 3 picks by like 7. Well, that's all I care about. Wait, 3?
You need 4.
Bruno Baller says, once a team is on the clock in the first round, they have 15 minutes to make their selection. Is that correct?
I thought it was 5 minutes.
Somebody look this up, because I feel like we should have maybe researched this before we agree to do any of it. Blissful Hayes says, congratulations on extending the blender to 4 hours Monday through Friday. Also, not going to happen. That is a lie. Not happening. Just tomorrow. CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Ranty, beer me. If you're lucky, the first pick will be made between 5:25, 5:30-ish. Your draft show probably should go till 8 p.m. No.
Well, it's not doing that.
No, we're going to get to 7.
And it's 10 minutes. Somehow we managed to choose the 2 wrong answers north and south of that. But
I was really liking 5 on that. So it's 10?
Yep.
Let's see. Straight Striper says, I may have missed it. Yes, you did, and you are correct. Licky Lips Johnson says, Suns versus Lakers for Western Conference Finals. That would be interesting.
Okay. So what it was the first round is 10 minutes. Then rounds 2 through 7, it's 5 minutes, but that doesn't help us.
I don't really care about that. Why are you even telling me this?
Then rounds 3 through 6, including the compensatory picks,
just
5 minutes.
Just because me and Randy said 5 minutes, and I just didn't want us to be horrifically wrong. That's why.
You want to be slightly wrong. That's fine. Historian says, it is National Pretzel Day and also National Richter Scale Day. Ricked damn near killed him.
Wrecked him.
Yeah.
Damn near killed him.
Yeah.
Boogie says, when Keon starts going too long on the draft, play a screaming goat sound. Oh, there you go, Randy. You still have the screaming goat sound?
There
you go. Wait. So when I do, this is your signal, Randy. When I go like this, like that, I like that. That'll get your attention.
What is it going to be? Open hand or closed hand?
It'll be like this.
Well, that sucks.
It does a little bit for you.
I did all this homework, and then it's like, no, not interested.
Well, don't be boring.
Well, I'm not going to be boring to me.
Better bring your A game. Your A game.
Nothing. I love the draft. Nothing I'm going to say is going to sound boring to me.
Well, Keon, you are the reason we're starting the mock draft at 4. 888-368-1580. King Kitten says the second round is 7 minutes between picks, actually.
Yeah.
According to NFL.com, that is the answer there. He says draft starts at 5 in the first round, 10 minutes between picks to be on the clock. So the Carolina Panthers should be making the first pick at about 5:15 or so, depending on Roger Goodell's Dog and Pony show. Who knows? All right. So now we have a basic idea. Somebody do math on how many picks we will get in if it actually, let's say it starts at 5:15. How many picks will we get in at 10 minutes each?
8.
I don't think we're going to get all the way to Keon's team.
That's okay.
Yeah, I know. 888-368-1580. Right now, the Diamondbacks top of the 9th and 1 out left. They just got to get this one guy out, and they will have beaten the Royals. And then we'll keep an eye on what the LA Dodgers are doing. Freddie Vermin? Wow, that's a great name.
His name sounds like he's like a knockoff Freddie Freeman, which is interesting.
I see Furman, I think Vermin. I'd be calling him Vermin. That's what I'd be doing. Anyways, we'll keep an eye on that for you. Also, the hockey that is sure to start up. But yeah, go Pirates. Didn't work yesterday. Kind of sucks. Yeah,
well, today is not the Pirates. Oh, yes, today is the Pirates, isn't it?
Yeah. And so here's the thing about the Dodgers being in first place over the Diamondbacks. It's by 0.25. That's percentage. The Diamondbacks. So they have the same record, except for I think the Diamondbacks had played one more game, so they had one more loss.
They're half a game ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's garbage. So I need is Diamondbacks get a win, Dodgers get a loss, and that'll make me happy.
Yeah. I mean, it's a perfect plan. Nothing can go wrong there.
There's not, I mean,
as long as the Pirates hold up their end of the bargain.
I feel like, that looks like young Randy White right there.
Got a Fu Manchu going.
Chafin, the pitcher, Randy. I remember mullet. When you had that mullet, man.
The sheriff is in town.
Back in the 90s, you had the stash and the mullet. Oh my God, that looks just like you in the 90s. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I'm not ashamed to say it.
Wow. All right, so let's get this show going, shall we? Let's talk about last night. Of course, the Suns win. You're right, Charlie boy. He's trying to get us back on track. He says, Randy, pour me a nice extra large root beer, please. There you go, Charlie boy. Good to hear from you too, buddy. And all right, so 47 points from Booker last night, and I saw a post somewhere saying that Devin Booker is the new Kobe Bryant. And
How about that?
Don't do that.
Yeah, I know, but I saw the post and I thought, well, let's think about that. If you look at the scoring and you look at the time, if you look at their careers from when they started in the league till now, and you put them up next to each other, is there enough similarities to even entertain that thought?
Style-wise, yeah. But you know what's going to happen is the Kobe Bryant fans will be outraged that you are even taking his name in your mouth.
They can shut their faces.
And they're all going to say, hey, Devin Booker's not won anything. He hasn't won an MVP. He hasn't won a championship.
Okay,
he hasn't done anything.
What is he, 4 years in? How many years in is Booker? So however many years Booker is in, did Kobe win a championship 4 years in or however long? And I'm not trying to take down Kobe. One of the things that it was always interesting is that Kobe and Devin Booker spent time together, and Booker learned some things from Kobe. He shared like some information about life and winning and basketball with Booker. Kobe did. So I find that kind of a comparison interesting. And I'm not trying to tear down Kobe. I'm not trying to build Booker up more than he is, but it's worth looking at.
Well, I think that I don't know why we as human beings have to do this. You know, why do we have to have the Michael Jordan debate, the LeBron James Michael Jordan debate? Why do we have to have the
this isn't a debate. This is
it's going to turn into a debate.
It doesn't need to be. I don't even care.
I think that Devin Booker is an overlooked, enormously talented young NBA basketball phenom, and I think that his best days are still ahead of him.
Oh, sure.
And I think that I could see why you would draw this comparison. Okay. Because Devin Booker is an electrifying player. I mean, Kevin Durant.
Asking if the meme is at all accurate. That's all.
I don't want to. I can't say that.
Blissful Hayes says Booker wasn't even an all-star this year. Kobe was on a different level. Sure,
yeah,
okay, but I'm saying I just give me a comparison. Give me a comparison between Kobe and Booker within the first wherever Booker is now years of their career. And I'm not doing this because I'm trying to build Booker up to Kobe. I'm honestly just curious if there was any truth at all to that meme. That's all. I'm not trying to make Colorado hotel maids nervous. Okay. I'm just trying to see if there is any comparison statistically to the two guys. Because, I'm sure Devin Booker worshipped Kobe Bryant and is trying to emulate him.
You can see it in his game too.
Right.
I'm still pulling some numbers, so I'll get that for you in just a second. But Devin Booker's been in the league for 7 years.
Really?
Yeah. It's just he got drafted when he was 19. So
all right, in that case, forget it.
He's 26 right now.
Yeah, I don't think you can compare him now. I want to know the differences. Maybe there's some similarities, but yeah.
And so to say, and also don't use the All-Star thing, man. All-Star games are popularity contests.
That's a good point.
To a large degree. Kobe Bryant was the most popular player on the planet during his career.
Yeah.
And Devin Booker, by just points per game, should have been an All-Star. So the fact that he wasn't an all-star this year, like how can you use that against him? Which is why, even though I know you don't want this to be a debate, I agree with Randy that against our wishes, once you put any name next to Kobe, people will try to make it into a debate.
I'm just curious about the facts. That's all. I saw that meme.
I'm not saying that's what
made
you
me
want.
wonder.
I see, but for me, this is my opinion. There are extenuating circumstances. Kobe played on the Lakers. The Lakers had a wealth of talent. Book has not had that same sort of, luxury. He did not come into a team that was loaded with, all sorts of talent. He came into the Phoenix Suns and they were terrible when he got here. Remember? I mean, they were absolutely abhorrent. They were the punchline of a joke in the NBA. So I don't think that you can compare Devin Booker and Kobe Bryant, because Kobe had a wealth of part players around him that Devin Booker didn't. Now, as far as the two guys side by side, I mean, I could say, now again, this is my opinion. Fort Dimension's probably going to beat me up over it. I could say, yeah, they're very similar. They're electrifying. They can score from anywhere on the floor. They play great defense on both sides of the ball. They play defense. They play offense well. I mean, I could see that comparison. Sure.
I guess, of course, there's different stories on why a team gets to the championship, why a team doesn't. And when it comes to rings, at this moment, you can't compare because according to CK, he says this is Booker's 8th season, actually. And
that?
Yeah, and he says Kobe had the benefit of having Shaq, capable role players, just like Randy said. Booker had Marquise Chris, Alex Lynn, and Dragon Bender.
Yeah.
So, and Badfish says you can't even compare the two. Yeah, I can. Watch me.
I mean, you can, but is it going to be one of those things where it's just
inherently
curious. An unfair comparison?
Sure.
I
to who? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Booker is a prolific scorer, and if he wants to take over and play hero ball, he can get you 50, 60 points, but then he chooses to play team ball, but he's still very effective. So I'm just looking for some basic stat lines, just like, this many this many that. I'm just trying to see. You guys need to understand. The only reason I'm asking is how's Booker doing? How is his report card? He looked up to big old Kobe Bryant and tried to emulate him. I just want to see how he's doing. It's not a big deal.
I'd say right now it's an A+. I mean, the way he's picked this team up on his shoulders, even with the addition of Kevin Durant, he's taken this team on his shoulders, and he's led this team right in. I mean, you don't hear Chris Paul anymore. It's Devin Booker and it's Kevin Durant. And when you start talking about the rarefied air that he's getting into, I mean, between Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, the last 3 games of this playoff series, scoring over 300 points, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's rarefied air. That's that's Kobe and Shaq stuff right there.
Fifth letter says Booker's a hell of a player. I'd want him in purple and gold. Booger Wolf says, "What's up, Dookie Drops? Booker is the best player currently in playoffs by far this year."
Wow. Now hold on. And I say this as somebody that likes Devin Booker a lot. I'm not Izzy. I'm just saying, come on, let's pump the brakes a little.
Yeah, Booger Wolf says, "Pour me a brew of old sandalwood and go Suns, baby." I'm still trying to figure out when the hell they're playing next. Is it Friday or is it Saturday? Because, of course, different places say different things. But, listen, we have to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this. I can't believe it's such a big deal. I just want to see the stat lines and compare the two players and just get a sense of it. That's all. I'm not saying rings or all-star this or that. I'm just curious. Aren't you just a little curious? We don't have to say anybody's better than the other. We're not going to. It's just an exercise. That's all. Everybody calm down.
I mean, I'm curious.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Desert Vintage Restoration in Tempe would like to thank the medical field, first responders, and all essential workers for keeping America safe and strong during these remarkable times. You truly have been the backbone of our country and deserve our admiration. Remember, as we get back to normal and life moves on, it's important to get out there and support small businesses. Always shop local and buy American. Desert Vintage Restoration in Tempe, leading the way, because together we all win.
Dr. Rick here. If you find yourself getting particular about where you get the weather, you may be turning into your parents.
Looks like it might rain. Let's see what Corey from Channel 2 has to say. He's something else. I like him better than Harris from Channel 5.
You could just look up the weather on your phone.
I like Corey from Channel 2.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep. Thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIMO for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIMO for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIMO.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari discusses the benefits of holistic wealth management.
You need somebody to hold your hand, guide you through the ups and downs of the stock market, the economy, and all the zigs and zags of life. That's why we created the wealth management solution, where we take the holistic approach and look at everything that you've got, not just trying to buy that one stock at the very bottom, sell it at the very top, buy those 2 annuities and 2 REITs and call me in 10 years sort of a thing. No, we do it step by step, day by day. It's a process, and we work with you all along the way.
If you're ready for some help, call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 and schedule your free consultation with Mo Ansari to learn about his holistic approach to wealth management. Call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Baseball is in full swing.
See you later!
And we've got the grand old game covered like an infield target.
How about that?
Who's hot? Who's not? We've got the latest news, score, highlights, and info from around the league all season long.
It's a camper and it'll go all the way to the wall.
We are your MLB hookup.
Looking up and it's gone, a home run.
Get all the games you can handle on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Steady Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and Badfish says, well, based on what I see, averages for Devin about the same as Kobe. He says, Jeffrey, you're onto something, aren't you? I'm not really onto anything. I'm just kind of curious when I saw that meme pop up. But I'll tell you what, we can't get bogged down on this today. I want to get that information. I want to look it over, and I want to think about it, and we'll have a segment on that here in the future. So whatever you got there, Keon, hold on to it for another time, because we don't have all sorts of time today, because we want to get to mocking Keon Rose's draft. So let's just clear the text line and we'll move on. We haven't really talked much about the Suns yet. Fifth letter says Booker's a hell of a player. I'd want to. Oh, I read that one. Sorry. Sorry. Blissful Hayes says, I've been a critic of Booker for years. He was always a great shooter, but turned the ball over too much and had poor player defense. However, he's gotten way better defensively this last month. All right, so it's always good to see improvement.
Yeah, and I don't blame him for the turnovers, because I noticed that when Kevin Durant shows up, Devin Booker doesn't turn the ball over nearly as much. And I wonder how much of that has to do with the fact that when he has to basically take over the offensive load and he's by himself, he's forcing it. Mm-hmm. Whereas, you have just another person you can defer to just for space even. All of a sudden, you're not turning the ball over at near the same rates.
Well, last night, usually Booker is a guy who's moving around, but when you feel the hot hand of God on that basketball, you just go with it until it stops.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it didn't seem to want to stop. Did
That
it?
third quarter might be one of my favorite playoff moments, I think, in my life. That was amazing.
Yeah, you don't see that very, very often. That many points right there in one quarter. Was it how many points was it in that quarter? Dear Lord, it was like 25 or something, 30. Let's see. Pinocchio says the Clippers may not have beaten the Suns, but they definitely wrote the blueprint for a better team too. Well, not only that, they also are a better team. I feel like if they had Kawhi Leonard and if they had who's the other guy?
Paul George.
Paul George. That's right.
Playoff P.
Whenever I think
playoff
him, it's
P.
like, okay, the dude with the broken leg. That guy. Anyway,
which busted up guy?
I feel like they probably were going to be the better team than the Suns if they had been healthy.
I mean, that's an interesting text to me. The Suns won how many in a row? And Clippers got
But
how
the
many?
Clippers had how many of their players healthy at any one given
Well,
time?
I understand that, but I don't see how they wrote the blueprint for another team to beat the Suns.
Every
I didn't
game was
see
a
that.
heart attack, Randy. Every
Well,
game was
this is
stress
N-
and anxiety.
This is NBA playoff basketball.
But and also like just I don't know that they wrote a blueprint because
That's a
you
good
need-
point.
you-
They
you
did not
need-
win.
You didn't win, and also
You're
you
right,
need-
Randy.
You need Russell Westbrook. Like what Russell Westbrook does to just agitate people because he never stops moving. The
He
motor's
just has that kind of
always
face, doesn't
going.
he?
You know,
You know?
I if you don't have that guy, what blueprint do you have? I mean, I don't think you learned anything because there's just an unbelievable athlete at point guard on the other team. He's rebounding, he's passing the basketball, he's going to the basket. Rough shooting night for him last night, but not for most of this series. So
I think you know, as we head to the Denver Nuggets, I think what's going to be important for the Phoenix Suns, which has been their Achilles heel, it seems for me, that all season long, defense.
Mm-hmm.
Can they play defense against a high flying team like the Denver Nuggets?
Can I give you the stats for Devin Booker in this third quarter?
Well,
It's-
let me finish this thought
okay.
on this. The other thing is we need more offensive rebounds. That is a thing that, and I guess you're right, Keon. Monty's coaching does not include that as a thought because as soon as something breaks, everybody's running the other way instead of going for the ball. They have DeAndre Ayton. Maybe DeAndre Ayton should be a guy who doesn't run back and he tries to get that damn offensive rebound. You know, I don't know. That is really kind of bugs me. But all right, go ahead. Give me some stats.
So it was a 25-point quarter for Devin Booker. He was 10 of 11 from the field. He was 3 of 4 from 3. And that was just with 2 free throws that he got to the line, obviously made them both. That's 90% shooting from the field. I mean,
it's nuts.
He just wasn't missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't stop him if they can't stop him. You don't stop him.
Kevin Durant said it was a spiritual experience, which
I usually
agree.
save those for good bowel movements. That's the only
Well,
thing I'm like, wow,
yeah.
I saw God just now.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
close.
Can't say he wasn't. And you can see the smile on Booker's face. That smile wasn't cockiness. The smile was, I can't believe it either. You know,
it's one of those. The guy shooting the basketball. The basket has to look like the size of the ocean.
He's just
and he
throwing it
knows
up, and he's just throwing it up, and it's just going in, man.
It's just- there's no way you can miss.
so when a guy gets like that, just let him do his thing. That's all. CK says, name someone better playing in the playoffs. All right. Well, you said the best player, and so if you say somebody is the best player, you know, Giannis Antetokounmpo, you got Jokic, you got, you help me out, some other guys. I mean,
Jason Tatum's been pretty good,
but better
Just,
than Booker.
I mean, I don't know if he's been better than Booker so far.
All right,
but,
so let's go back,
what's
though.
Our Trey Young. Trey Young has been insane.
Trey Young is also streaky.
He is
like his
but,
hair.
I mean, you know, it's true.
So is Giannis Antetokounmpo better than Devin Booker?
Yeah.
Is Jokic better than Devin Booker?
Yeah.
I don't like this conversation anymore.
I don't know if we're talking about how they've played these playoffs or if you just mean in general.
Radio Ron from his office is screaming, Jimmy Butler.
Okay, Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Let's but
does it mean they're better than Booker?
Are
though?
we talking about how they've played so far or just
I'm asking who's better than Booker?
Because I would take Booker over Butler, but I mean I would take Giannis over everyone in the playoffs. I would take Jokic over everybody else in the playoffs. You know, I would take Tatum over everyone else after those two guys. So that's tough. Embiid I would take, but he gets hurt every playoffs. So I just can't.
So there's not many, but you can't say that Booker is absolutely the best player right now.
He's playing at a very high level.
Yeah.
But I would still take like 3 other guys first.
Again, not taking anything away from him. Thank God for Booker, right? Oaktown Destroyer says, "Hey guys, how you doing? Man, listening to the show, question why is that the lowest seed?" Okay, I'm gonna need a drink. let me do this again. Hey guys, how you doing? Listening to the show. Question: why is it that the lowest seed doesn't play the number 1 seed in basketball? If the Lakers beat the Memphis Grizzlies, they are the 7 seed. Should they be playing the Denver Nuggets instead of the Suns?
We don't reseed in basketball. You just don't. The path that you earned, you walk that path the whole way.
Who was the lowest seed?
The
Shouldn't
lowest
it have
seed
been the Lakers?
Was Minnesota was the lowest seed. They were 8. The Lakers are 7. So I thought we meant like for the future, like are we reseeding as they go forward? In which case, I suppose the Lakers would play Denver if we were doing it that way. But no.
Radio Ron is still yelling from his office. Jokic! Jokic is an alien. Well, yeah, we mentioned him earlier.
Yeah, he came up. I said he's second on my list of guys.
You could just walk in here, Ron.
Just shouting.
Silver Pop says Westbrook face looks like he should be a member of the Monstars basketball team on the original Space Jam movie. That is so true. He does have that resting jerk face, doesn't he?
Russell Westbrook just always reminds me of like if a muscle were a person.
Just if a muscle were a person.
Yeah. Just his whole everything.
You mean
about
a muscle in a shell?
No,
or you mean like a muscle?
Mean like if a bicep came to life and was a human being, it would be Russell Westbrook.
You're old Charles Barkley. I guess Russell Westbrook came in with his shirt just one button at the bottom showing up, and Charles Barkley's like, yeah, if I looked as good as him, I'd walk around naked all the time.
Yeah, I mean, people got mad at Ezekiel Elliott when he went to the draft and his suit stopped right before his abs.
I wasn't mad. It just that looks dumb.
It looks dumb, but also if you have abs to show off, nothing really feels bad to you.
The problem is he still does that, and he has ab now. He doesn't have.
It's become one keg, and he hasn't realized the change.
As they say, hey, if you're built like a tank, don't wear the top. Peter Longwood says,
I've never heard that one.
I know it's hard to believe that Jimi Hendrix and Joe Biden are the same age, but I wish Jimi Hendrix was our president today. Well, that has nothing to do with anything, Peter, but good to hear from you. King of Kittens says the Suns play game 1 in Denver Saturday evening time to be determined by tomorrow's outcome in Atlanta. That game will be on TNT. Okay. Just somebody tell me when the game's actually going to be on. That's all.
Saturday. To be determined.
Lakey Lips Johnson says, rest in peace to the legend Black Mamba. If you don't have Jordan, Kobe, LeBron in your top 3, you don't know basketball. Guys, we're not comparing. I just wanted to see Booker and Kobe. How's Booker doing? That's all. This isn't. I'm not starting a fight here.
When I looked up the stats, I had them side by side. They were very, very similar.
See, that's what I'm saying. But let's take some time with that later because I'm running out of time to talk about some of these things because Keon is probably going to take 2 hours with his mock draft.
Oh my God. It's not going to take 2 hours. It's just going to take
we
an
might
hour
get
and a
cut
half.
off at the very end of the last hour. And he'll be like, all right, number 16. And that'll be it. I know. She said, we just got to get this going here. Pink Eye, you are correct. I have that as well. Pink Eye says, breaking news. Anthony Edwards has been cited for assault over that whole chair swinging thing in Denver there. And I guess the police department say they were working the game there and they were struck. A couple of women were struck by the chair. He spun in his arms there and they suffered injuries. And they said a couple of cops got hurt there too. How does Anthony Edwards hurt 4 people just with a chair? Because he has millions of dollars and they're hoping to line up and cash in. I would almost guarantee nobody was hurt by that chair.
I would almost guarantee that as well.
So the cops and the workers are lining up that you could put the money right here, please. That's what's happening there. But he now is the owner of a citation for misdemeanor 3rd-degree assault, knowingly or recklessly causing bodily injury. So, and if I'm wrong and somebody actually did get hurt, well, then, yeah, you don't take the law into your own hands. You take them to court. 888-368-1580. Quiet Cannon says, don't overlook that Suns scored 50 in the third quarter. For some reason, they let the Clips back in it and ended up close. Yeah, that when they were up by 20, and I was just like, wow, man, let's see if they go up 30. And then I saw a couple of lazy, lackadaisical shots, and it was just kind of like, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to let this league go, aren't they? I knew that when they were still up 20, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I think they just get bored. Like that just really is what it looked like. It was just like, wow,
we don't know what to do with the lead.
Do we keep playing hard? Yes, you guys. Yes, this is the playoffs. I've seen 20-point leads disappear. I've seen 22-point leads disappear.
Crush their spirit.
Yeah, just especially a team like that, because even though it's not a team full of stars, it's Russ and a bunch of shooters. That's exactly what you want.
CK says, book one, Jimmy Buckets 1B right now. I don't know what he's saying.
Best player in the playoffs.
Butler? Yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
And again, if we're just talking about the performances so far, I would, even though he's streaky, I would still throw Trae Young in there.
I gotta say, Butler and Booker have had similar nights recently. Fifth letter says, behind Tatum, Booker is the best guard in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Wilbur says, doesn't Radio Ron have something else better to worry about? Well, sure he does. He has to worry about, the ADA lawsuit you've launched against this radio station saying that we don't accommodate the blind, which is not going to hold up in court because what does radio do, if anything, but accommodate the blind? I probably shouldn't have said that. The lawyers aren't going to be happy. Booger Wolf says, what's up with Westbrook's leather Super Mario overall shorts there, huh? Muppet face bastard tried to injure the Durantula last night, by the way.
I don't think he tried to injure him.
No,
he was going
there's
for the
no
ball.
way he would try to injure him. No way.
CK said, I read that. He says, Book is leading in points and steals per game. No other player is leading in two categories. Navy Brad says, happy Wednesday, fourth dimension. And watching the Rodgers press conference today, I say Rodgers will be on the injured reserve by third week. I didn't see that, but I did read some of it. We'll talk about that here a little bit later on. But we barely even talked about the Suns game last night, so I'm not holding out hope for much of anything. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-704-9936. 800-704-9936. 800-704-9936.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161 or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Don't let your kids get fooled by the people they meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but those strangers are using their relationship to deal drugs to your kids. If you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Find resources at talknowaz.com. Don't let your kids get fooled. Talk to them and visit talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty. 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Live and local.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and Last Optimus says, all right, so radio is perfect for the blind, but I want to know what you're doing to accommodate the deaf. What? Last Optimist, thank you for that. Quiet Can says, Kobe and Booker have one difference. Kobe had a killer instinct. He could apply the dagger way above average. All right. Well, again, we're just going to look at the stats on that, but we know the history. We know, how good he was. I'm not trying to say that Booker is the next Jordan or LeBron or Kobe. I'm just trying to see how the kid is doing. That's all. Is that so bad? Does it really seem like it's been 7 years though? 8 years.
That when I saw that, I was like, I'm surprised. I will acknowledge that that caught me off guard, but yeah, I mean, when you get drafted at 19 and you're 26, you have that whole time where your team kind of stinks and we're not paying attention to you for a while.
Yeah. Like
and then
Steph Curry at the beginning of the Warriors run was like that.
And then Steph also had the extra, he was dealing with a lot of ankle injuries early. So we just didn't even get to see him that much.
Well, whatever the case, we'll do that another time. Tron Slater says, for all Suns fans, slow your roll. Okay. CP3 is due for a playoff injury. They still have no answer for offensive rebounding. That's what I said. And Suns will fall flat or blow it. They've been doing it since I've been watching them play back from Madhouse McDowell days. Well, thank you for that little ray of sunshine, Tron Slater.
Thanks, Tron.
And you know what? You might even be right. I might be honest. Listen, I'm a Suns fan, but there's a lot of truth into what's going on there. And I said it when we got Durant. This might not be the year, but next year is going to be something special. So as far as they go in these playoffs, it's just all bonus.
And James Jones is such a good GM. Give that. I mean, if you're complaining about depth right now, give that man an offseason. He will figure it out.
Bruno Baller says, I thought that I heard the Dolphins don't have a first round pick this year. So there's only 31 selections. Is that correct?
Correct.
Oh, that's right. I wonder what they're going to do about that.
Yeah. The Dolphins were supposed to pick 20th. Pick is forfeited. So that's it.
Cheaters never prosper. Lacrosse guy says, DV high school lacrosse update. We took the loss last night.
Sorry.
And the girls really did not like hearing about cats getting thrown in pools, etc. They did think it was cool to hear the shout out. So overall, I still look like a dad and coach of the year. You're lucky. You're lucky that's all we talked about.
Yeah, I'm glad that it was just hour one because it got worse in hour two, and I was concerned. I was deeply concerned.
Yeah, you're a bad parent. 888-368-1580. Quiet Cannon says, I did not see the flagrant foul by Westbrook last night. Did you guys see it? Was it a flagrant 2? The radio announcer said it was. No, it was not. It was a 1. It was a 1, and if they'd have made it a 2, I'd have been really shocked. Really shocked.
Yeah.
He had a wind up. I think he was just trying to get the ball. Why? Because he saw Kevin Durant just denying people and Ayton doing it. So I think he was just trying to return the favor. I don't think the wind up was to hurt Bismack Biyombo. I think the wind up was just to try to hit the damn ball. Which, in hindsight, I'm sure he's thinking maybe that was too much. So 888-368-1580. So we talked about the whole Kawhi Leonard thing, but now they have an official diagnosis. He has a torn meniscus. How long does that take to heal, by the way?
Boy, it depends on if it's a partial tear or a full tear. Partial tear, you could actually let that thing heal for 2-3 months and not have to have surgery.
Well, he has the entirety of the offseason now.
So maybe if it's a partial tear, maybe just let that thing heal on its own because that's usually better long term. But if it's a complete tear, boy, he could be out for months.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about it for how long? I mean, it's we're going in May, so then what do they start preseason in September?
Yeah,
is it? Yeah,
around there.
So
he should be back.
He should let it heal, not have surgery.
So he's Kawhi, so they're going to let him take as long as he needs to heal.
A lot of people are thinking maybe he should retire. People are they're thinking this whole thing with the Clippers has just been a disaster. They've had 38 games with everybody playing.
Yeah,
out of the entirety of a season.
And before they got Westbrook, before they got a bunch of other guys, they really tried to make this a good team. And on paper, they are a fantastic team. But it's just the injuries with Kawhi. There's something that seems wrong with his knees, like permanently. Just there's always something. And at some point, how long before you give up on the experiment?
Yeah, I feel like Ty Lue's like, one more year, please, because he feels it. He feels that this Clipper team, just as they are, good enough, and add Kawhi Leonard and get Paul George back. This is a championship team. That's got to be what they completely believe. So, what a disaster this year has been. I know. Well, how disastrous is it when you go to the playoffs? Pretty bad if you go out in 5. In the first round,
especially when you're the 5 seed. You didn't think it was going to be that easy to knock you out, but obviously when you're not healthy, that's how it goes.
All right, Thunder Snow says Kawhi torn meniscus. He'll be out 2 years, and when he comes back, load management will let him play at least a game a week.
Damn.
Truer words have never been
That's the
spoken.
thing. It's like
That's why-
it's not even a joke. It's just a fact.
That's why he's a Hall of Fame texter. Navy Brad says, I've had a torn meniscus since 1988, never fixed. I just suck it up. Don't you feel like it would have healed by now?
Do you think if your job is to run miles every day, that maybe having a torn meniscus would actually be a bad thing?
Well, not only the running, but the cutting.
Because I mean, I have a torn meniscus too. That thing's wrecked. I mean, I play basketball, but I don't play basketball at that level. So I can survive, but I can't. I used to be able to jump and grab the rim. I can't do that anymore.
Hey, Randy, remember when you and I had meniscuses?
Yeah,
it's been
I remember
so
that
long.
way back in
menisci.
I don't know, actually.
Boogie says cheaters never prosper. Belichick laughs in your face.
That's ooh.
Bruno Baller says it would be great if Al McCoy could see the Suns win before he retires. After
Wasn't he there last night? I thought I saw that he was there last night.
Oh yeah, he's been hanging around. I think he'll be alive next year. So
90, happy 90th to the Hall of Famer.
He may not see it while he's on the job.
Yeah, I think people just want him to get one in his career, not necessarily because he'll be around to see it if it should happen. But
I feel like next year is the best year. But what do I know? Mr. Wilbur says, what is Leonard's salary and contract terms? Trust me, he ain't retiring. Well, his body may have something else to say about that. And he's made a crap ton of money. So it's not always just about that, next year's contract money. Blissful Hayes says, Kyler Murray reminds me of Kawhi Leonard.
Wow, really?
I don't know how that's possible.
Hey,
Kawhi's been injured.
It's just anything to throw some shade at Kyler Murray, just whatever it is.
I think it's the hair, or
yeah, Kawhi has a player option next season, $48 million base.
Oh dear God, they're hoping he retires.
I think he's opting in too. I mean, I can't see how he wouldn't. I can't. Why wouldn't he?
48.
If I had 48 mil coming my way, I opt in and do whatever it takes to try and play as much as I can.
Man, they're like, you're not allowed to play until the playoffs. That's when you get to play.
I mean, they tried to do that this year, though.
Quiet Cannon says, I'm a KD fan, but they gave up their players a total average of 38 points per game and a bunch of draft choices. Just hoping KD stays healthy.
Well, yeah, that's obviously a risk and a gamble, but you're going to take a guy who's, a top 5 guy in the league right now, top 7 when he's healthy, and give yourself a chance.
Navy Brad says, my knee is destroyed. It did not heal. I can't get the VA to repair it. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
VA sucks. Cardinal Art says Kawhi Stoudemire is the Claw's new name. and paper clips have about 450 million invested in him and George. Yeah. You want to hear something that is close to as bad as that? I don't mean to pop out and start talking about. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm giggling because this is beautiful. You want to hear something beautiful? Now you're talking about how much money the Clippers have in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and they have paid it and gotten nothing out of it except for 38 games.
Yeah,
and
their ROI
24 wins
on those guys is very, very bad. Yeah.
What if I told you that your injured players, you are paying them more than other teams paid their entire roster? Would you lose your mind?
Yes.
Well, that's exactly what's going on with the New York Yankees.
Oh, boy.
They currently have 12 players on the injured list, and Giancarlo Stanton, Carlos Rondon, Josh Donaldson, Luis Servino, Frankie Montes, Tommy Kahnle, Harrison Bader, Lou Trevini, Jonathan Lasagna, Ben Pervert, and Lewis Gill. All these guys together, that's $117 million in salary sitting on the sidelines, currently injured. That also means that $117.8 million in injured players is more than the Arizona Diamondbacks pay for all of their healthy players.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And they're not the only ones. Here's the list. The New York Yankees injured list is paid more than the Detroit Tigers, Seattle Mariners, Milwaukee Brewers, Kansas City Royals, Cleveland Guardians, Miami Marlins, Washington Nationals, Pittsburgh Pirates, Tampa Bay Rays, Baltimore Orioles, Oakland A's, and Cincinnati Reds.
Wow.
Yankees are stupid.
And they're in 4th place in the NL East right now.
They have a very similar record to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, but they're in 4th place.
No, I'm talking about actual wins, losses. I'm not talking about where they are in the standings.
Yeah, but they when they're healthy, they have enough to be 1st place in that division. But they're not.
They're paying a lot of money for nothing. And I love it. I hate the Yankees. 888-368-1580. Prison Wallet says, even if Devin Booker had better stats than Kobe, he'll still never be the Mamba. He just lacks the intangibles, like being a leader. Well, hold on a second. I'm not trying to compare him. Please stop trying to make it seem like I am. But Devin Booker is a leader. Do you feel like he's not a leader? I don't think I've seen anything.
I don't feel that way at all. I think the team listens to what he has to say. I think he's been in the league now 7 years. He's got some tenure under his belt. He's also gained a lot of wisdom from other players. Sure.
Rough Rob says, every time I see Kawhi on the bench, I see that clip of his goofy laugh like, gotcha. Wilbur says, and you know what I say to the Yankees? Suck it, Yankees. All right, Wilbur. All right.
Wilbur was straight fire today.
My God, Lord, take it easy.
Wow.
Prison Wallet says, if he was a leader, DeAndre Ayton would be a great player. Oh, that's garbage.
No,
so you're blaming DeAndre Ayton on Devin Booker?
Kobe Bryant. Here's the thing. You can't make a person what they're not. Kobe Bryant played with Kwame Brown. Did he become a superstar all of a sudden when that happened? He played with Smush Parker and wanted to do traded. Did that guy become a superstar? No. Just because you're a great leader doesn't mean you can transform somebody into what they're not. That's insane. Also, I did a little bit of math, some adding of the injured payroll percentages that the Yankees are paying.
Yeah.
And 42.24% of the Yankees payroll is injured. That's nearly half.
Wow, they're spending a lot of money for nothing. Yeah, my headphones just went weird for some reason. Did you turn a knob in there or something that you shouldn't have? I can't hear nothing. Can you hear me?
Studio knob.
Oh my God. Oh, there it is. Thank you. You hit that with your pad. I was just like,
I put my notebook down.
I know I'm getting old, but damn. Hey, it's like, he's having a stroke. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Today on Hey Culligan Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener. Here's Kevin.
Hey, Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you. So your water stays soft, and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with the free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty, 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
It's back. The second annual Fire and Fairways Charity Golf Tournament presented by Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is Monday, June 5th at Silverado Golf Club in Scottsdale. Supporting Arizonans for Children, helping foster kids since 2002. Early entry is just $160 and includes fabulous lunch and drink celebration at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, Scottsdale. Win a trip to the 2023 Ryder Cup, a Pebble Beach golf vacation, a 2-year car lease from Coulter Cadillac, and much more. You can help. Be a sponsor or donate a prize. Go to fireandfairways.com. That's fireandfairways.com.
Well, Mrs. Grayer, nothing on the x-ray that pinpoints the source of the pain. Let's send you to our lumbar expert.
After reviewing the x-rays, I can't see anything wrong. Let's give you a steroid shot for the pain and send you to the lab for some blood work.
Tired of the runaround? How about trying a new approach? The holistic approach.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.2 Round Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. In just a few minutes, we will begin to mock Keon Rose's draft. That's right. He has done the work, and he thinks he knows the perfect formula for the NFL draft. Maybe not what they'll do, but what he says they shall do. All right? That's your recipe for success.
Yeah, basically, I did the mock draft like I was the GM for every team.
Let's clean up a little bit of the text line real fast, and we'll go ahead and we'll start your thing. President Wallet says, "Hey, read the rest of my damn text." Okay, geez, dude, take it easy there. He says, if DeAndre played with Michael Jordan, Jordan would have kept him off the team or demand if you leave. Oh, I think you mean what? Sorry, Prison Wallet. That kind of came
in other words, Michael Jordan would not have stood for the way DeAndre Ayton plays.
Is lackadaisical sometimes.
Apparently.
Yeah, but again, even Michael Jordan couldn't turn people into what they weren't. It's just they didn't want to keep those guys on the team too. You know, it's a different league though. If you move DeAndre Ayton because I don't like that he's not going up to the basket aggressively, who do you replace him with?
His mom. I think she goes to the basket aggressively.
I don't know.
So Wilbur, I'll tell you what, he says, I've been meaning to ask you this. How come you don't call me Mr. Wilbur anymore? I feel like we're in a first name base. I don't know. I don't know. Why do some people call me Jeff? Just be glad we talked to you at all. Booger Wolf says, F the Lakers, dudes. Booker is going to be better than Kobe. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
Cheap Skull says D Book runs that team. He is a leader. He doesn't have the ego people think he needs to be a leader. Yeah, he's a quiet leader. He's quiet on the outside, but I'm pretty sure in the locker room, he's talking to him. And I saw some clip of that actually.
Yeah, and the thing is that he's not a fiery guy, but everything that I've ever heard or read about people who have played with Devin Booker, they have nothing but respect for how that guy plays and the standard he holds himself to. He leads by example. He's in the gym shooting, making sure he works on his game. He's in the gym, making sure that he works on his body. So I don't know what you want Devin Booker to be, but he doesn't have to be the rah-rah guy to be a good leader.
So Jagdog sent this over just to remind you Yankees fans what you're paying for. 2010 lost the ALCS. 2011 lost the ALDS. 2012 lost the ALCS. 2013 missed the playoffs. 2014 missed the playoffs. 2015 lost the World Championship. 2016 missed the playoffs. 2017 lost the ALCS. 2018 lost the ALDS. 2019 lost the ALDS. 2020 lost the ALDS. 2021 lost the World Championship. 2022 lost the ALCS. Did you get your money's worth?
I hope the suffering continues. It's just nice.
We sure enjoyed it. Quiet Cannon says, forget my last text. You got screwed up. Okay. Tuck says, I'm pretty sure this has been addressed. Yes, it has been. CK says, rest in peace, Mamba. But Kobe wasn't a good leader in a playoff series versus the Sun. Remember when Kobe just quit?
I don't know if it was, maybe it was the Suns, that series where he got criticized for shooting too much. So he just didn't shoot the ball next game to prove a point. He just didn't take shots.
Well, not much of a leader when you get that sensitive.
But,
Oh, fine.
And that's
see
what
how
I'm
you like it
saying.
if I don't shoot the ball.
That's what I'm saying about Kobe and a bunch of other guys who are greats in this game. We can acknowledge their greatness without pretending they had attributes that they didn't. And being a good leader, no one is the perfect good leader. Kobe was a great leader in some ways, and he was not a great leader in other ways. And that's true for everyone that's ever lived.
Fifth letter says, Booger Wolf, pass that blunt. You tripping, homie. Mr. Wilbur says, thank you for the clarification, Mr. O'Brien. But I want to remind you, we made a bet that if the Cardinals drafted Kyler Murray #1 overall many years ago, you would call me Mr. Wilbur. I bet against them doing something stupid? That doesn't sound like me. Whatever, Mr. Wilbur. Rough Rob says, Booker's the best Sun since the preceding greats of the Suns.
Yeah, that's fair.
You imagine if you got with these video game things, you put Charles Barkley on the court with him. Some of the other Suns greats on him.
You'd have Nash at point guard.
Devin
that's
Booker.
dirty.
Devin Booker reminds me of Larry Fitzgerald. He's got the same demeanor. He's all he's pretty laid back. He goes about his business on the court. He's a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy in the locker room. You know what I mean? He reminds me a lot of Larry.
Yeah, I guess I could kind of see that, except for he's got a little more arrogance to him than Larry. He's got a little more of that
I don't
snark.
see it.
Snark.
Book talks some trash out there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Larry talked a little trash too. I mean, come
Larry
on.
asked you how your kids are doing. That's all Larry did.
I don't know. I've never heard a Larry trash talk story. Booker's got a couple.
So, but I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, I can kind of see that comparison. At least the way he handles himself, in the public and, after games. But on the court, no, he's trash talking, man. But outside of that, yeah, he's not out there working the big ego. And Larry was the same way. Chief Skull says, what does Keon think of his Commanders declining the option for Chase Young? Yeah, I was surprised at that.
Yeah, that was a shocker for me.
I was a little surprised, but I wasn't completely surprised just because it felt like they were kind of leaning this way. Like if you wanted to get the extension done, you'd have just done it. You wouldn't have had to wait for that. But I think that there are some concerns with Chase Young. You know, obviously coming off the knee injury, can he be the Chase Young that he was before? And then the other aspect of it was a couple of training camps ago, you know, he didn't show up to the OTAs, didn't show up to a lot of the early training stuff, and then didn't have his best season until about halfway through the season. So maybe there's some work ethic concerns there. So that's the reason why.
Blissful Hayes says, Jeffrey, can you let the fourth dimension know how the Yankees did in the playoffs from 60 to 2013? No, there's no longer any records of that time period. It doesn't exist. It's just somebody threw out some boxes, and now we have no idea. CK says, no, Keandre Ayton Rose. He sat at the end of the bench and refused to go back in. That's not a good leader. Oh, I remember that now. Yeah, he did that. He did do that thing. He's not wrong.
You know who else did that? Scottie Pippen. Multiple times.
You know who didn't do that? Michael Jordan.
But Michael, that's what we're saying. The leadership of Devin Booker should make DeAndre Ayton go into the game. The leadership of Michael Jordan should have done that to Scottie Pippen too. But guess what? Here we are.
The leadership of Shaq should have made Kobe go in the game.
Or the leadership of Kobe should have had Shaq not have foot surgery right before the season when he could have had it all season long, except Shaq literally said that season, I got injured on company time and I'm going to heal on company time. You can't make people do what they're not.
So one of the things that we can't do with Donnie is make him anything other than an insufferable Twitter troll. But, you know, I do enjoy when bad things happen to Donnie and Donnie's teams. Well, not Donnie personally. He seems, when you know him, when you meet him in person, he seems like an okay guy.
Seemed like he had a bad night last night, though.
Him and his wife came out to the draft, and they were super nice. But he posted this information up. So I have to just enjoy it. Hey, so Donnie, you have only yourself to blame for this. First thing I saw was a title of a Deadspin article. Still out there. Deadspin says, let's ban the Minnesota sports teams from the playoffs. They're just taking up space that could be used by anyone more interesting.
Oh my God. I kind of, it's funny, but I don't know that that's necessarily true.
All right, so then Donnie saw something that made him sad, and it was this information. Are you ready? 31 seasons in Minnesota without a title, 116 combined seasons with a championship, without a championship, playoff record since 91, Wild 34-61, which is 0.358. Wolves 21-42, 0.333. Vikings 8-16, 0.333. Twins 6-27, 0.182. Oh, Donnie. Donnie just texted in all caps. Go burn your chicken, Jeffrey. What does that mean?
Go burn your chicken.
I don't know what that
Take
means.
care of y'all chicken.
Wow.
No idea. I always take care of my chickens when I'm grilling. I don't know. Oh, Donnie. Thunder Snow says, Donnie. Donnie. Hefty Lefty says, Meat Spin has better articles than Deadspin.
Oh, don't do that. Don't.
Let me guess. Something dirty?
Very. Don't.
Shame on you, Hefty Lefty. The fact you know that right away makes me question.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't have to question me, because when someone hits you with that prank and then you go and you learn things about the internet in high school that you never knew and, you know, wish that you could delete from your memory, but it's never going away. It's just hanging around. That is how I know.
I will never know now.
And Hefty Lefty, screw you for that, man.
Bruno Baller says, at least the Twins have 2 World Series championships since 1980.
Yeah, they do.
Quiet Cannon says, DeAndre Ayton has a new role. Booker has been back in the lineup, and KD. These are 3-point shooters. DA can get 2-point buckets better or as good as anybody on the Suns. Yeah, I just don't like that little finesse touch he does. I mean, there's times where you can dunk or you could do a finger roll. Generally, when he dunks, it's accurate. But the finger roll is good about 1 out of every 5 times. I mean, I'm sorry, 4 out of 5 times. And I just, that 5th time, I'm like, well, you could have dunked. You know what I mean?
I understand that it's annoying to watch. Like, I get that. But, you know, the shot goes in, the shot goes in.
I feel like he could do better. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And part of it too is you look at him and you go, if I were built like you, dude, I would wreck people. He just doesn't.
I just don't know when are we all going to come to, settle down and just realize the fact of the matter is he's not a meat eater. He's a vegetarian. He's not going to go in. He's not going to dominate. He's not going to play power under the hoop. He's a nice guy. Probably a mama's boy. Probably just the nicest dude ever. And he's just not going to go in and ruin anybody's day by making a poster out of him. He's just not going to do that.
He's a gentle giant, and he's not the kind like Olajuwon that could flip the switch and just kill you, or David Robinson. Like some guys can just flip a switch and then you're like, that guy, it's over for us. He just isn't that. And
he'd be happy to do a Euro step little lay-in, rather than monster ducking by taking 3 or 4 guys out while he goes in.
He's a 20-10 guy. And if he's the 3rd best player on your team, which he is right now, you're good. I
still don't see why we paid him so much money. I'll be honest with you. I just don't understand.
I hope for bigger things.
And also because he's not making the max. Like, you're not paying him relative to other guys on your team.
The Suns did it right. The Suns did exactly what they should have done with Kyler Murray. Oh, well, you think you can be my guest? Go out there and see what you can do.
And then a team matched the offer sheet and then they signed it. That's why you're paying DeAndre Ayton all that money. Because he's 7 feet tall and he's a walking 2010.
Yeah.
Booker Wolf, you need to take a moment. He says Booker is just getting his prime ass kicking form in. He beat the crap out of Kobe in a pickup game. No doubt, haters.
I just don't think that's true. And you know what? We're not haters, because you know who else would disagree? I think Devin Booker doesn't think that he'd beat Kobe in a pickup game.
I don't know.
Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy hump day. Just tuning in now. Why are so many people trashing Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton? Nobody's trashing. I don't even feel like we're trashing anybody. We have some criticisms for DeAndre Ayton, and he has improved, but we see the potential. The potential is there to do more. That's all. Bruno Baller says, like the water boy, DeAndre might need some tackling fuel. Gatorade is better. Gatorade is better. You haven't seen the water boy, have you?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I was like,
don't say that because he's going to come crashing through here if you keep doing
it. Okay, listen, we're going to have to probably get to your mock draft in the next segment. So before we get there, let's have our man of the day. I'm going to say a name. If you know, you know. Zach Hyman.
Who? I don't know, I guess.
Zach Hyman, man of the day. No, he's just the Oilers defensive man. I'm sorry, he's one of the Oilers, but defensive man Evan Bouchard hammers his slap shot from almost back with the blue line there. And Zach Hyman was just sort of shielding Copley there. He was kind of like right there. The goalie was like there. And all of a sudden, here comes the puck, 1,000,000 miles an hour on a slap shot. It goes off of his teeth and into the goal.
Oh my God.
He scored a goal with his face.
Oh no.
Wow.
I mean, yes, because he's a hockey player and he'll take that, but oh God.
I mean, seriously, that goal does not belong to Bouchard. That goal belongs to Zach Hyman.
Yeah.
It might be pronounced Hyman, but I like Hyman better.
I can't imagine why.
I know. Anyway, so how's that? Man of the day, he scores a goal with his teeth.
Well, I mean, that's great. But did you see what's his name? Aho for the Carolina Hurricane? He took one to the face, got a bunch of stitches, went off, got his stitches, came back in and scored a goal.
Yeah, we talked about that. Oh, wait, the guy with the skate to his face, or is this another one?
No, this is another guy last night.
Different guy. Look, the man of the day could be an NHL player as long as the postseason is happening.
Well, the man of the day has to be brought to my attention, too. And I know about Zach Hyman. So
Sebastian Aho, he took a puck to the face, was bleeding. You saw he went down and he got back up, skated off, went into the back there, got a bunch of stitches in his face, came back out, and was helping his team. Although they lost, he was helping his team. He scored another goal while he was in the game. With stitches in his face.
All right, so Aho is man of the day. Zach Hyman is man of the day part 2.
Zach Hyman didn't lose. The amazing thing is he didn't get any stitches.
He's a man. Took it like a man. Pow!
He didn't
Goal.
He wasn't bleeding, and he didn't lose any teeth in the thing.
That's how tough he is. He's too tough to bleed.
Wow.
Bam! His teeth stayed in too.
I gotta tell you, that's crazy.
Ref Rob says, "Rest in peace, Zach Hyman's teeth." No, they're all there. They're all there.
Some tough chiclets.
Blissful Hayes says, "I think DeAndre Ayton is an excellent player. He fits in great with the Suns." Is everybody else squinting too? Like, where's the next insult coming from?
Who was this?
Blissful Hayes, man.
I don't know.
Or is he just hate on the Cardinals only?
I have no idea.
All right, listen, it's time. It is time that we start the mocking. We are going to relentlessly mock Keon Rose's draft. Tomorrow is our big draft broadcast, by the way. The actual draft starts at 5 p.m. The actual drafting starts probably around 5:15 p.m. We will stay on the air until 7 o'clock, unless we feel there is some compelling reason to continue on. I don't think there will be. But
basically one of the top 3 players, the quarterbacks that have to just fall out of the top 10 basically to make that happen.
No,
something like that.
Roger Goodell would have to start making out with a player. Some kind of incident would have to happen. You're like, whoa, where the sort of thing we keep talking about. But I just don't see that. But we'll stay on as long as we feel like we need to. Just saying. Kyle G says, years from now, hey, Dad, what happened to your teeth? Well, kids, they scored an NHL goal, and then my teeth then retired from my mouth. I'm sure you get dentures. So,
yeah.
All right, let's take a break. Come back with Keon's mock draft. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval and warranty, 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
Baseball is in full swing.
See you later! A walk-off 3-run home run!
And we've got the grand old game covered like an infield tarp.
How about that?
Who's hot? Who's not? We've got the latest news, score, highlights, and info from around the league all season long.
It's a camper and it'll go all the way to the wall.
We are your MLB hookup.
Looking up and it's gone, a home run.
Get all the games you can handle on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Stay Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tomorrow is our draft program, and we'll see who the Cardinals get. We'll see who the Colts get, and we'll see who everybody gets. This ought to be good. I'm wondering if somebody's trading up, trading down. Let's get crazy. I'm looking forward to the nonsense tomorrow. And one of the things that I notice a lot when people do mock drafts, Keon, is they always feel like they have to include trade ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? And I've never seen anybody be accurate with that.
Because you can't. You can't possibly know what teams are working on behind the scenes, what one team thinks is fair compensation as compared to what another team is going to think. Like it's impossible to predict. So I don't even bother.
You know, I just realized something before you start. You know how Raven Kid has been pestering us about being on the show? And he actually did. I don't know if this is since you've been here, but I think it was maybe a couple of years ago when the Horse Killer was here. And he guessed the most amount of correct draft picks one year. And so we're like, well, I'll tell you what, you can come in and you get to do a whole show with us. And I think that was right before COVID. And so he never got to, and he's been sort of holding on to that golden ticket. Sorry, Rome fans. But he's been kind of holding on to that thing. And he's like, hey, can I come be on the draft show? So we said, okay, finally last night. I'm like, all right, here's how you do this. Here's what and we've never heard from him since. He finally got what he wanted from us. And now he's just like, you know, peasants. I'm just saying.
Wow.
You notice how much he was on the text line yesterday?
He was on a lot yesterday.
I have zero texts.
A lot of thoughts.
Zero texts today. So
maybe today's a big school day for him. He's at the GCU today.
I'm sure he's running around handing out flyers. Listen to me on the show. Listen to me on the show.
That could be. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's time for Keon Rose's mock draft. We are ready to mock your draft, sir. So,
all right,
I guess take it away. Starting with number one, right?
Starting with number one, the Carolina Panthers. I'm giving him Bryce Young. I think that's all the consensus that's where he's going. But
what do you mean you're giving him? You mean they take Bryce Young?
They take, but it's my mock draft, and I'm the GM for everybody. So I'm giving you the.
I have imparted to you Bryce Young.
Yes.
And the Lord Keon said, "You shall have Bryce Young," and it was good.
Correct. That's exactly how I'm choosing to word that, and I'm not backing down from it. So here's the thing. Bryce Young, you got the obvious concerns with the height. You've got concerns with the arm strength. I think one GM asked Bryce Young, how far can he throw a football? He said 55 yards.
Over the mountains over there.
And the GM was like, wow, not only is he...
Only coach would have put me in.
Not only is he short, he's brutally honest, because that's the lowest number I've ever heard anybody say. So we do have that as a concern as well, but Bryce Young operates really well on inside of 20 yards.
Right. And that answer also could have been Bryce Young just acknowledging where he's accurate to. I can give you this, and that's not a short pass accurate.
Yeah. And so I think that if you draft Bryce Young, you understand that you're playing the quick game, because that's where he absolutely has it mastered. And at least in college, the NFL is obviously going to be very different. NFL defenders are going to have different and better instincts because of, the experience they have in the league. But throwing to the middle of the field was not a problem for Bryce Young in college. So we'll see if that can continue at the next level.
I have a question for you as we mock your draft. Do you think he's more like Drew Brees or Kyler Murray?
I think he's more like Drew Brees, because I just think that the instincts there, the ability to know where the ball needs to go, to be able to diagnose what a defense is doing and then just deliver the football quickly and accurately. Kyler tends to hold on to the ball a lot because he's more athletic. He can make people miss, but that also gets him in trouble.
All right. So there's the number one pick. Where are you going next?
All right. The Houston Texans, we're taking CJ Stroud, Ohio State. Again, it's kind of chalky here, obviously, but CJ Stroud is an incredibly talented quarterback. He's got the mobility. He's got the arm. I think he's got the intelligence. Where I want to see more out of CJ Stroud is the creativity. Can he come up with things when a defense changes their looks up on him? Or is he going to continue to try and fall into some of those same patterns of, okay, this is a 3-step drop, so I have to do it exactly like this. When he goes out there and he's creative, we get the Georgia game. When he's not, we get some other games where maybe he didn't play so well. So I just think that for the Texans, he's a guy that's going to need to be coached to kind of unleash, be himself.
Do the Texans have the kind of O-line that lets him continue to be a pure pocket passer? Or is that what you're worried about with his creativity, is being able to run for his life?
I am a little bit concerned about that as well. Yeah, the Texans offensive line is horrific. And it's got a lot of problems because they're bad just about everywhere. So they're going to need probably multiple drafts and off seasons to fix that offensive line and get it back on track.
Colts fan Dan says Keon's wrong. CJ Stroud is going to the Colts. Gee God, I hope not.
I mean, I have CJ Stroud rated higher than anybody else that plays quarterback, except for Bryce Young. So he's not going to make it past the Texans. So, and unless the Texans go get a defensive guy, but that'd be very Texans, wouldn't it?
Hey, Randy, do you have a nice glass of whiskey ready right there?
I do not. No.
Yeah. Well, just be if you don't like what Keon says and you need to go on off and get yourself a bottle, I understand.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Number 3, the Arizona Cardinals. We've got Jalen Carter out of Georgia. I've got a ton of concerns with Jalen Carter, when it comes to the off the field stuff, but I'm not going to try and address that right now. And also at the pro day, he was not in shape. He was not at his best self. But
so of course the Cardinals would pick him up. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the thing is, he was also going through the court stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Jalen is a race car driver.
Yeah. I don't know if that's necessarily the issue there. But the reason why I think the Cardinals should take Jalen Carter is because he's the best defensive player in the entire draft. Just from a talent perspective, Jalen Carter as an interior defensive lineman blows up plays. And there's something about that you can't just teach. He just has raw power that nobody else in the draft has.
He doesn't have the work ethic, though, if he's let himself go.
I don't know if it's a work ethic thing. And that's where the teams have the interviews. I don't have access to Jalen Carter like that. So I can't ask those questions. Were you just busy trying to clear your name in a court case? And that's why this happened? Or what? But it's the production at Georgia speaks for itself. If you don't take a chance, I think, on that kind of upside with a defensive minded coach, for somebody that's basically going to be a cheat code for your defensive line, I don't know when you're going to do it.
I think you passed on the easiest draft position to see a trade happen up, or somebody going up for third. I'm surprised. Is it just
I don't mock trades?
You don't do mock trades?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't predict them, and I don't care to.
That is one position that I think. Yeah, you can't predict who's going to have the right deal to get it, but something is going to happen there, I think.
I mean, I could probably, let you know as we go down which teams I think would probably trade out of the pick if they were there,
if they can,
but since I'm not mocking trades, I didn't worry about it at all. Because I'm every GM, so I'm,
hey, maybe GM. I have to mock you. It's a mock draft. Go ahead.
Naturally. So I mean, any player that I would want, I could just take.
All right. Well, tell me who my Colts are going to take. We might finish the segment. I don't know if we will.
All right. Well, your Colts are going to take Anthony Richardson out of Florida.
Oh, you only did that because Jeffrey's been crowing about him.
No, I haven't. First off, I was the one that convinced Jeffrey, so I don't understand. I don't understand how that's got anything to do with it. And B,
I don't care if he's pandering. I don't care.
You send the guy who's out of shape and a big tumblr to my team. You give Jeffrey.
I don't know.
You don't need a double quarterback.
Yeah. Look, if Jalen Carter plays half the snaps in every game, he'll still be the most dominant defensive player on that line.
Just exactly what we need.
But no, I'm taking a chance on upside because that's my personal.
I don't want chances. I want a sure damn thing.
Well, you can't have that in the draft. There's no such thing as a sure.
I want the kid out of Alabama. I don't want the fat ass.
Will Anderson Jr.
Yeah, I want him.
Will Anderson's great, and when I get to Will Anderson, I'll explain the concerns I have for Will Anderson.
Yeah.
But with Anthony Richardson is somebody who, if he gets in the situation with the Colts and the Colts would like to get a veteran quarterback and have him learn, that'd be a great situation. Or they could go with the Jalen Hurts model, I'm going to let you play, the Justin Fields model as well. I'm going to let you play, but you're going to run a whole lot more than you throw early on. And it's going to be rough, but I'm going to get you those live reps in game so you can learn how to play the position.
Let me just throw a thought at you. You got Anthony Richardson and the kind of play he has. Would Tannehill be a good guy to have playing in front of him? with Tannehill?
Yeah.
Because I mean, Anthony Richardson, as they say, he plays more like Josh Allen, but would Tannehill be the right guy to try to help guide him?
Tannehill's a mobile quarterback as well. I mean, he's not as mobile as he used to be, obviously, at this stage in his career. But yeah, he's someone that moves around, so your offense wouldn't be this gigantic shift whenever Anthony Richardson would, in fact, take over.
I would like to assume that the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons are going to do something stupid, but we know Pete Carroll is actually kind of good at his job. So I guess we got to find out who you think the Seahawks are going to take next.
Yeah, and I'm going to go Will Anderson out of Alabama for the Seattle
Randy,
Seahawks.
He gave Will Anderson to your rival.
I think Keon secretly hates me.
I think he hates you.
I don't hate you, but I actually
it's not much of a secret if you just say you did.
My face on a dartboard at his house.
I don't understand this at all. I gave you the.
If you hate somebody secretly, you would never admit to it, right? Well, no, because it's no longer a secret. So, Randy, I think you've got something.
Why does hate have to be a secret? I don't understand.
Well, you're giving the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons a guy he wanted.
Okay, but I'm not. It's not Randy's mock draft. I think Jalen Carter is better.
We all have a little something to say about your mock draft.
Jalen Carter is the better football player of the two guys. Take the better football player.
Your draft was okay till these picks for the Sea Chickens and to my guy. I mean,
falling
other
apart,
than that,
pick
it was
five.
okay.
I mean, so here's the thing with Will Anderson. Will Anderson played at Alabama. You're playing on a defensive line with a bunch of other guys who are really, really talented. And there were times where still, despite all of that, Will Anderson didn't show up. And I think that, the Tennessee game to me was really scary because, Darnell Wright was the tackle that he went against. And Darnell Wright's a really good football player. We'll talk about him later. But Darnell Wright stopped Will Anderson Jr. in his tracks. Now you're going to the next level where every tackle is better than that. And that's the production you gave in a big game that you really had to have to kind of save your college football championship season. Look, and it wasn't the only time that happened. When he went up against superior talent, there were just moments where Will Anderson was average. I think he's a really damn good football player, but do I think he has the potential to be a franchise transforming guy? No, I don't.
Well, then why are you throwing him at the Sea Chickens in 5? It feels like he should drop further down if you're right.
That's okay. Give him to the Sea Chickens.
I think Pete Carroll can get something out of him. And
let him rot in hell.
And also, look, I don't think that he's a bad football player. But in terms of what he adds to a defense, he is the second best defensive player in the draft.
They're calling him the next Von Miller in some circles.
He's nowhere near the athlete that Von Miller is. Whoever said that is high.
Good. He needs to go to the Sea Chickens.
Von Miller coming out. Von Miller was twitchy, athletic. Will Anderson's beating you with his brain more than anything. I
want to get that looked at if he's itching.
No, he's not Von Miller. He's not even close.
All right. Well, let's go on now to the Detroit Lions.
So the Detroit Lions, made some moves this offseason. They get rid of Jeffrey Okudah, the cornerback that they drafted from Ohio State that kind of turned out to be a bust. And I think that the Lions would like to absolutely replace him. And they can replace him with Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois. This dude is like the best corner in the draft, and it's kind of not close. He's just somebody you can put out there on an island, and he will just make receivers go away. And I really like that about him. He's also someone who's pretty fast as well. You can put him in just about any scheme. It's not going to be one of those. He's got to be press coverage. He's got to be off. He can kind of do both.
Well, normally the height conversation comes up with a quarterback. Are you okay with Witherspoon he's right at 6 foot? And wouldn't you like to see him a little taller for that position?
I mean, corners, look, tall corners can be great, but they're actually more the exception than the rule. Like Richard Sherman was tall, but for the most part, 6 foot for a corner is not at all bad. That's a pretty reasonable spot.
Okay. Rainy City Bitch Pigeon says, thanks for the solid pick, Keon. We owe you one. You guys know this isn't real, right?
It's not. It's a mock draft. I made it up.
Watermelon feels sorry for you. He says, poor Keon, you guys always derail his bits. Like, we're mocking his draft. We've been telling you for days. This is exactly how this was going to go.
This is the point of the exercise.
Nobody is surprised, but you.
This time, this is actually how it's supposed to work.
So what else you got to say about the Lions? Anything, or are we going to move on?
I think that this is a good move for the Lions because they've got a couple of picks to play with in the first round.
Okay. Next up is this is a big one.
The Las Vegas
is a big
Raiders,
one for the Raiders.
So here it is. The Las Vegas Raiders select Peter Skoronski, the offensive tackle / guard out of Northwestern. And it's a really good pick for them because he can play tackle and guard. And so many offensive lines in this league, you just got to be able to play both, and Skoronski, he's got a ton of experience playing at Northwestern. So there's not a whole lot that he hasn't seen. He's really strong. I just think that he might end up playing more guard than tackle just because of arm length, which, you kind of want somebody that maybe measures a little bit better as far as the arm length goes than him. But with what he can give you from an intelligence factor and from a physicality factor, I think it would be perfect for the Raiders who are moving into the Jimmy G era. Go ahead and get that guy someone to protect him.
What you're saying is he's got arms like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's little tiny arms.
It's not quite that bad.
Yeah, T-Rex arms.
But when you start to get to some of the freaks that you've got in the NFL,
the dude is 6'4".
Yeah, but they measure your arm length, so it's your arm length relative to your body.
He's got T-Rex
because when
arms.
it comes to edge rushers or tackles, when you have longer arms, if I can get my hands on you before you get your hands on me,
don't you touch me.
That's already part of the battle.
Put your hands on
Joe. How dare you? Don't you touch me.
He's tall, but that's not the issue.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Well, of course.
All right, so let's move on now to your Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, so at number 8, the Atlanta Falcons take Will Levis out of Kentucky. Surprised that he's all the way there.
I'm glad he's gone. I don't want him on the Colts. Dear God, I don't want him.
And
he ate a banana without peeling it.
That's so weird. That's
Son of a bitch.
Very strange.
Isn't that what monkeys do? Monkeys do that.
Will Levis is a monkey.
Just unbelievable ability to just chew through. Anyway,
he eats fruit wrong, man.
The thing with Will Levis that
takes a lot of shirtless pictures too.
I wish you would stop doing that.
You're going to gamble on the upside. You're going to gamble on the arm strength. The toughness, quite frankly. I mean, there were times he took shots and he'd get pulled aside, because they mandatorily had to do that for him. But then he'd go right back out in the game and you go, wow, I can't believe that he's going in right after that. He wants to be the guy that carries the team, puts the team on his back. And I like that mentality for a quarterback. He just needs to clean up the footwork because it's affecting his accuracy, especially on the easy throws that someone with his level of talent honestly ought to make.
And if you believe anybody say, well, yeah, Will Levis will be the first quarterback to go. Oh, yeah. If you're betting that, you're a numbskull. No. Hey, Atlanta, enjoy the new version of Carson Wentz. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, what round or where are we at? We just finished up with the 8th pick by the Falcons, and we will continue to mock Keon's draft when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-658-4848. 800-658-4848. That's 800-658-4848.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders.
Hi, this is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hello, and thanks for listening. We strive to bring you the best programming available, and we have some exciting new shows coming for you later, like how Devin Booker beat the Kardashian curse, curling, that sport that takes big stones, and the musical hit Sing Along with LeBron. Be listening for them. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Here on 1580 The Fanatic, and Randy, I think I understand Keon's thinking on why the Cardinals are going to screw up the draft.
Yeah,
because you remember a few days ago, it might be even last week. I can't remember now. I think a few days ago, all the guys from the Cardinals, all the GM, the owner, all the people that were supposed to be, working on draft prep. Yeah. They rushed off to see Kyler Murray's statue unveiling at wherever the hell he went to school.
Well, that's not a big deal. I mean, really, when you think about it, it's not a big deal. It was a short ceremony. Didn't last long.
Yeah, and there is the statue right there.
Didn't catch my.
I got all of your short jokes right there.
Yeah,
I'm just not used to it, so I want to see if
a short
anybody
time
else.
away. Yeah, very very short time away. Mm-hmm.
It's so small, I can't even get it to come into focus.
Yeah,
but there it is, the picture of Kyler Murray's statue. Why did they give him a statue? What did he do that was so great that he should have a statue?
The incredible season that he had at Oklahoma. He's one of the best quarterbacks that's ever come out of there.
Yeah, but everybody else grew up around him, so
oh boy,
it's not a big deal. Good one, Randy, says Blissful Hayes.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you.
Beer Bob says, I think T-Rex arms on a football player would be ginormous. I think that'd be great. Well,
no.
You
can't keep the guy away from you. If you get the guy into your body, he'll move you around like a tackling sled or a blocking sled.
Fighting Wampa says, after this mock draft, I think Keon's going to go home and eat his ramen using teardrop water.
Could be.
Booger Wolf says, every time Keon leaves his house to go to work in the morning, he always kisses the mirror. You crazy salamander. All right.
All right.
Well, okay. I see some more text there on the text line, but we got to get back into mocking Keon's draft. So where we left off does raise the question that somebody did have. And it's a fair question. Somebody was asking, how will the Bears ruin their draft? You could say the Bears already did by trading backwards, but I feel like they won just because they got so many damn picks. You can make some mistakes, right? I mean, you don't want to make a mistake with number 9, though.
You don't want to make a mistake with number 9, and I don't think the Bears will actually. Screw up the draft. You
believe in Pohl. Okay, that didn't come out right.
Yeah, Ryan
Pohl is pretty good.
He really is. He's a sharp guy, and I do think that with the Bears having that pick, trading out of it was just the smart thing to do because I don't think that there was anybody at that point that they needed. Obviously, they're good at quarterback, and they knew somebody really wanted one, so they jumped out, got that pick handled, and now you get to work on the prep of who's going to be there at 9. And I think the person that's going to be there at 9 for the Bears, Paris Johnson, the offensive tackle out of Ohio State. I really like this dude. Paris Johnson might be one of my favorite players in the entire draft because
Can I tell you something?
You give those to the Bears, but the Cardinals, you give me this out of shape.
If the don't give up, Randy.
Flat box from Georgia. Yeah.
Everybody, hold on.
All right, good.
Randy, you might get what you want because Kyler Murray has been quoted as that's the guy he wants. He has actually said this to a microphone. So if the word on the street is Kyler Murray Kyler Murray might get. But this is Keon's mock draft, not Kyler Murray's mock draft, not yours. So please continue.
Yeah, and look, if I did mock trades, I would have traded the Cardinals out of the spot and gotten one of these tackles because it's a very deep offensive line draft. But I don't do trades, and so the best player
doesn't negotiate with terrorists.
Best player available where the Cardinals were is Jalen Carter. I think Jalen Carter is going to be awesome. I have concerns, and so I listed those concerns. That doesn't mean that the dude can't play. Doesn't mean that he's
better than Paris Johnson.
Undisciplined.
At the pro day, he wasn't out of shape at school.
He
wasn't out of
Paris
shape
Johnson.
What
about Paris Johnson Jr.?
I have him rated higher than Paris Johnson. Okay. Now, here's the thing with Paris Johnson. He's a really smart player, but in addition to the intelligence is just raw power. He just overpowers people. And he's another one of these dudes that's not unlike Peter Skoronski in that he played a lot of tackle in college, but he also played a lot of guard.
Now, does he have the T-Rex arms too?
No, he's got big long arms.
So why wouldn't he go ahead of T-Rex arms?
Well, because Skoronski has, to me, just the experience factor there. And I just think that, if you draft a guy and you just need him to be a guard, if ultimately that's what he winds up being.
With the T-Rex arms.
Well, yeah.
I feel like he's being preferential with Polish people.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But look, I'm not saying that he has T-Rex arms. That's what you're saying. His arms aren't as long.
He had itty bitty arms.
I didn't say that. I said I wish his arms were longer.
Well, there you go.
No,
itty
I had to wish for something to be longer. I
feel like I'm having a conversation with somebody on Twitter. You say one thing, and then they say, so you're saying the opposite thing is true. Like, no, nobody said that. Yeah, I like pizza. So you're saying you hate French fries? No, that's not what I said.
I love French fries. So why would you say I hate pizza?
But so here's the thing with Paris Johnson that I really think he should work on. Hand placement. You've got to know.
Keep your hands off me.
I understand that, but when you're playing offensive line, you do actually have to use your hands, and you've got to put them on people and move them out of the way. So with Paris Johnson, got to get better at that, and I just think that that's a practice thing. You can coach that. You can teach that.
You think he got mean because everybody teased him about his name Paris?
I mean, I don't know if he's mean or not, but he's 6 foot. 5, whatever.
I hope he's
6'6", 313 pounds.
I would hire a guy on my staff just to mock him about his name.
But
Paris.
And that person,
he'd be in the hospital.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it personally. Man weighs 310 pounds.
I mean,
Is there anybody listening named Paris right now? I'm just curious.
I mean, I don't know. He didn't run a 40, so I can't give you what it is. But
Paris Hilton,
I'm willing to bet that if you tried to outrun Paris Johnson,
I understand she listens.
You wouldn't get far.
Oh,
I feel like it's a whole other conversation happened over top of everything I just said. But that's okay.
So you think the Bears will take Paris Johnson Jr.?
Yes.
Don't forget the junior part. Respect. All right. These guys went to the Super Bowl last year, didn't win. And then somehow through some sort of trickery, I think they hijacked the 10th pick. Who did they trade that for?
I don't remember who they traded it for, but I know they got it from the Saints.
From Saints. That's what I meant. Saints.
Yeah.
You wonder why we're mocking your draft.
They got the what? What does that have to do with that?
Who is it? Correct me when I.
Who is it that has this pick?
The Philadelphia Eagles have this pick.
Okay.
The Eagles.
And so the Eagles get Kalijah Cansey out of Pitt.
That's not even a real name.
No, that's a real name. That's a real person that's going to be in the draft. He played at Pittsburgh. He's an interior defensive lineman. He's a little small. He's a little undersized.
Oh, he's the guy that ran the fastest 40, right? For a defensive tackle.
Maybe. I don't know.
He is. Okay. He actually ran the fastest 40 for a defensive tackle in this combine since 2006. Right there. So
reminded a lot of people of Aaron Donald in terms of the athleticism.
Grady Jarrett.
It's not fair to say that someone is Aaron Donald. I just want to be clear about that.
Now, how big is this guy's arms?
Well, I mean, it's less of a concern as an interior defensive lineman. I'm not going to stress on that necessarily.
He's got good arms, man.
But he's so fast. He gets off the ball faster than just about everybody else around him.
How fast is he?
Well, he ran the fastest 40-yard dash for a defensive tackle at the combine.
So but
there was supposed to be a joke in there.
I didn't have any more punchline than that, Randy.
Okay.
Ask his girlfriend.
And anytime he's a twitchy you got a twitchy athlete like that, somebody who can get off the ball quickly, get to the quarterback, cause problems, and also he's incredibly strong. I think you just go ahead and do it. The Philadelphia Eagles love to have guys just pile up on the defensive line, problem causers, and it just seems like a really Philadelphia pick.
All right, moving on now to the 11th pick that is held by the Tennessee Tannehills. What do you see there?
Titans.
Yeah, this is another one of those picks where I'd trade out of it, honestly, if I could. Either
now,
up
wait a
up
minute.
or
You
down.
said you weren't going to trade. Now you're saying you're going to
Except
trade, because if you're
if
going to
he
trade,
could.
we need to start all over again, because
If
I
he
want you to
could,
trade me
if
the
he
hell out
would.
of number 3.
I said if I could.
Yeah.
I'm not trading.
He's not in control of his own draft, you know.
We do not do trades in this mock draft.
Who's we, by the way?
Yeah.
Well,
are you speaking in the third person or second person?
Second person.
Fifth
And,
person?
and everybody is involved.
Are
in
you
this
really
draft
Ricky
now.
Henderson?
I think he's Ricky Henderson.
Well,
I
no,
think he
because
is.
I didn't say this is Keon's mock draft. I said we, as in everybody listening right now. Is
I didn't
involved in
ask
this
to
mock
come to
draft.
this.
Well, yeah, you did actually. But
Oh.
anyway, so I'm going to take Broderick Jones for the Titans, continuing the run on offensive tackles. Boy, Broderick Jones is just a big, angry, mean dude, and I think
With
the
a name like
Titans
Broderick, I could see why.
need to rebuild that offensive line. You know, I mean, you want to be able to run the football with Derrick Henry or whatever running back you dig up next, because the Titans are really good at finding guys who are capable of running the football at that level. I still think that that's where Vrabel wants to go. And I also don't think that the Titans really like anybody in this draft as far as quarterbacks go. So I don't know that they're necessarily going to reach for that because they've been shopping around Ryan Tannehill or whatever. But if you want to get a quarterback in the future, maybe the draft next year, it'd be nice to already have that anchor in place on the offensive line to protect whoever it is that's going to come next for the Tennessee Titans.
Quiet Cannon says one of the best outcomes for the draft for the Cardinals would be somehow trade Kyler Murray and acquire Lamar Jackson. Here's why. No team in the NFC West has quarterback like Lamar. Their defense would be compromised by Lamar's style. Well, it's not a bad idea. Well, it's not what Keon's talking about, but
No.
Cool. Yeah.
Let's see here. Rough Rob. I don't know what you're talking about. We're done talking about the horse killer. Bruno Baller says, I think Oklahoma has a statue of every Heisman winner that went there. Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
They have a handful. Booger Wolf says, Laker fans called Kobe. Well, we're not talking about Kobe, Booger Wolf. Read the room. Blissful Hayes. Yeah, why would the Bears draft Paris Hilton? Yeah, she's kind of done, though. You know what I'm saying?
She comes with a lot of baggage.
Lots of baggage. Big George says, why are you guys talking so much about Paris Hilton? Sheriff Tom says, Scrunchy said he wish he had 2 more inches in length.
Doesn't everybody?
CK says, Keanu always has an eye on a man's twitchy thingy. That's kind of weird. He keeps bringing that up, the twitchy thing.
Boy, when a person can react quickly, we refer to that as being twitchy. It's that you just, I don't know. I can't help you, man. Can't help you.
All right, you think we can get one more in right here? Let's see. The Houston Texans, yeah, I know phrasing, right? Have the 12th pick as well as the 2nd pick. So they took care of some business with the 2nd pick. What are they going after at 12?
Well, at 12, with this pick that they got from the Cleveland Browns, they're going to get Jackson Smith and Jigba, the wide receiver out of Ohio State. You're going to reunite CJ Stroud with his college wide receiver and give him a weapon immediately to work with, because that's a big problem that a lot of rookies have is you get there and then who the hell do you throw the ball
Don't know
to?
anybody. Haven't made any friends yet.
Can you tell you something about Jackson Smith? How you say it?
Njigba.
Okay. He's so good, I've heard of him.
Yeah,
and that's the first wide receiver you have mentioned, and I am still sitting here a little bit wondering, well, guess who's still on the board? Bijan Robinson. But I'm sure you'll get to that later. But Jackson Smith. Can we just call him Jackson Smith?
Sure, if that's easier for
Can
you.
you say his name again?
Jackson Smith Njigba.
Njigba.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just pronounced the N. Njigba.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it now.
Njigba.
See,
Njigba.
this was quicker than Antetokounmpo for me. So I got it.
You should have, Jeffrey. You should have heard the way I murdered that name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would we have to hit a button?
one day? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was all over the road
Potentially.
with that. Yeah. Poor Keon had to grab the controls and land me there.
You can just call him Jackson. How's that? Just Jackson, straight up. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
But Jackson Smith and Jigba, talented wide receiver, very fast, incredibly productive in college. And that's going to give the Texans a weapon right away. It worked for Joe Burrow. Why can't it work for the Texans and CJ Stroud?
All right, well, we gotten 12 of your picks so far. We are mocking Keon Rose's draft. We only have 20 left to go. We're going to have to pick up the pace.
Yeah. Keon's like, dear God. No.
Yeah. Listen, we've opened up the thing for you. I don't know why you're not able to move quicker here.
Can't we?
I think
There's nothing distracting me either. I can't imagine why.
pick up the pace, kid.
Keon's trying to ask for like breaking news, anything, just to get us off of this.
All you know what he should have done is that he should have gotten like little donut holes or something we'd be eating, and he could just talk without anybody bothering him.
You know, if I was smart, I'd have thought of that.
Like Skittles or something. All right, more of this when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIMO for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIMO for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIMO.
Hi, Data Cantor. It's important who you work with. That's why you need to work with my dad, Diamond Dave. He's 4th generation in diamonds. He imports directly from overseas, and he works in a wholesale office for one-on-one attention and the lowest overhead. No one else in Arizona or in the US that will do better for you than my dad, Diamond Dave.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450 or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave, KANTOR.
Are you making investment decisions based on emotion? Do you have a plan for the good and bad times? Will the path you're on lead to a comfortable retirement?
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. If fear has you in its grips, then it's time to take a look at your investments. At Compact, we specialize in providing wealth management solutions to help you reach your financial goals, no matter which way the market goes. Call me at 800-388-9700 and let's make an appointment to review your portfolio. You'll also meet the entire team at Compact that helps answer all of your what-if questions and creates a customized retirement plan. Call 1-800-388-9700 and let us help you take the fear out of your portfolio. Call 1-800-388-9700. That's 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services member, FINRA SIPC.
I taught for 20 years until I started forgetting my lectures.
Eventually, he had to quit. Getting his early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard, but it gave us time to take control of the situation together.
I can't imagine going through this without him.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix, 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Okay, so we're doing Keon Rose's mock draft. He's gotten up to 12 so far. We only have an hour left. So I'm not sure if we're going to get through the whole thing. Fecal Mist says, Jeffrey, I'm glad you guys have a real great working relationship because you and Randy are really harsh with Keon. I didn't say I didn't enjoy it. Well, no, what you don't understand, it's really the other way around. Keon has been harsh with us.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if anything will serve to prove that point, the podcast of this show should be entered into evidence on how, how mean Keon can get with both of us.
Ruthless.
So I'm just going to let that stand as it is. So
we listen to the same show.
Stop yelling at me. God, I'm getting to you.
Well, it's a bit much, Keon, don't you think?
Did you see that, Randy?
Yeah, I did.
That's what I got to put up with.
It was flash anger.
You said 4 words.
Screaming. He's not going to get you what you want.
Now look what you've done. Now look what you've done.
You've upset me.
I know that's not real. just I've known you long enough. I don't even buy that.
Are you ready to do some more of your damn mock draft or what?
I actually am.
All right, Randy, you ready to mock his draft?
Okay,
let's do
mock
this.
away.
All right, so these pinheads just got themselves an aged quarterback, hoping to recreate the Tom Brady deal. They might recreate the Peyton Manning deal, more likely. They have the 13th pick in this draft. Keon, what do they need to help? The guy with the brittle collarbones.
Yeah, actually, I think at 13, that's the Packers pick.
That's what I said. Oh, right. I got that backwards.
Yeah.
So
the Jets moved down and the Packers moved up.
I got my sheet backwards here. All right. So the Packers are desperate and they've got a lot of great draft capital, but now what do they have? Jordan Love. Are they going to grab a quarterback here?
No, they're not. I think these top 4 guys have already gone off the board. There's nobody else there that you're going to really reach for at this particular point. Maybe you might go in the 3rd round or whatever, just grab a guy just in case. But no, I think if you're going to move into the Jordan Love era, give the guy a chance, get him somebody to catch the football. So I'm going to go with Dalton Kincaid out of Utah, the tight end, because I just like the guy's ability as a receiver. He's a natural receiver of the football. He's an okay blocker, but that's not why you're drafting him. He really reminds me of Travis Kelce in that he is a good enough blocker to be out there on the field, but his talent and the threat that he adds is as a receiver, and you get a nice security blanket for Jordan Love moving forward.
I really thought you were going to go Broderick Jones right there. Give him another tackle on the line.
Well, I already sent Broderick Jones.
Broderick Jones is already off the. He's already off the board.
I should have been writing these things down.
Yeah, probably.
So that's the reason why. But
I thought Keon was supposed to bring a board in, and every time he picks somebody, he slides the name off.
I thought he would have. Okay, wait. Let me.
Thought that's what we talked about in our production meeting.
Take 2. Wow, I thought he'd have taken Darnell Wright right there.
And give him a tackle. Yeah, but I tend to prioritize getting good receivers for the quarterback. I mean, we all talked about the Bengals and Joe Burrow, and what would Joe Burrow need to be successful? Well, obviously all offensive line, because he was going to die back there. But when they actually had the pick, who do they go out and get? They go out and get Jamar Chase, and they go to a Super Bowl with that. If you get a wide receiver for a quarterback, sometimes giving him a target to throw to gets the ball out of his hands quicker, and you can protect him that way and worry about offensive line when you get an opportunity to get somebody like Darnell Wright, for instance.
How good do you think Bill Belichick is at drafts? Because,
I think he's been terrible lately.
Yeah. And this has got to be the draft of his life. This is such a big deal for Bill Belichick. If he does not draft well here, you may have Bob Kraft coming up, putting his arm around him and saying, it was really great having you.
Wait, that's enough.
What? All right. So help save the career of Bill Belichick. If you must. Who is he picking at 14?
Well, at 14, I think that Bill Belichick and the Patriots are going to take Nolan Smith out of Georgia. He is a little bit light. That's my only issue there, is that at 238 pounds, he's going to probably get pushed around a little bit. But he ran a 4.3. So how much pushing can you do if you can't actually touch the guy? He's going to get to the quarterback incredibly quickly. He's going to be very productive for a Patriots defense that I think needs to be revamped a little bit, get some pressure on some of the quarterbacks that are going to be in that division. We've seen Tua be good when he's been able to be out there. Obviously, Josh Allen is someone that you have to go against, and now Aaron Rodgers is in the division with you. So get somebody who can go after those quarterbacks, chase them down, and make them pay. I think Nolan Smith can do that.
Remember Remember all that stuff I said a pick ago about Aaron Rodgers and that here?
Yeah.
The Jets picking at 15.
Well, the Jets picking at 15 will take Darnell Wright.
I think you would have taken Darnell Wright.
Out of Tennessee. You get Aaron Rodgers. We know the injury history with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Darnell Wright is a monster. And I do think that if we think that Will Anderson is the best edge rusher in the draft, which he is, Darnell Wright neutralized him completely in that Tennessee game. And so that has to mean something, but that wasn't the only time that happened. Darnell Wright made a lot of really good pass rushers in the SEC look bad all year long. And I really think that that's going to be a perfect addition for the Jets, because if you have Becton out there, then you have two really great tackles. But if Becton gets hurt, you have somebody who can go to left tackle, play there, and still protect Aaron Rodgers' blind side. That's a smart move.
So do you keep him at tackle, or do you think about him at guard?
You can play him at guard. I think that I would like to keep him at tackle if I could. But if Mekhi Becton goes down, I know that he can play tackle and play it really well.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Real quick. Hefty Lefty says that other dude was 238 pounds and ran a 4.3. Shoot, just move him to strong safety. Fish Tank says the Packers drop Rodgers and finally get a pass catcher. I love it. Perfect. Choro says, I want to see who the I can't read the way you say it. They'll say Rainy City bitch pigeons take.
Oh boy.
We already covered that in the last hour, Choro. Booger Wolf says Niner is going to take Chase Young from your Commanders, Keon. Bosa and Chase Young on the same team. It's going to break the NFL. We'll see. It's not over yet.
Yeah,
right? It's not over yet.
It's not over. I mean, he has the whole year, and obviously, he plays well. They're going to pay him a lot of money to stay in Washington, so I don't see that happening.
Beer Bob says, I just hope Keon picks a quarterback for the Jets. Just to piss off Aaron Rodgers. That would be amazing. Like, what? Gunkus and him on phone going, we did it.
Hendon Hooker. Yeah, no. It's
all right. So now let's see. We're on to your team.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you have a ginormous blindside, I am sure. Washington Commandos, Keon.
Yeah, I think at this particular spot
quarterback
is where no, I'm going to go corner here.
That's what I said. I said cornerback.
I thought you said quarterback.
I did, but
and I'm going to take Deonte Banks out of Maryland. I think that Deonte Banks has the ability to play in multiple systems. You ask him to do something, he can do it on the defensive side of the ball. He's a guy that when he was at Maryland, he wore a lot of hats. He was the guy that could be alone. He was the guy that could also, play in coverage. I like what his instincts are. I like his speed. I like his toughness. Probably another guy that's maybe a little bit small, but I'll go ahead and take that when you're telling me here's somebody who can basically play in multiple schemes, which is what's going to happen if you're going to play for Ron Rivera.
Who'd you say this guy was?
Deonte Banks.
I can't find him.
Maryland.
I can't find him on my what is he ranked? I can't even find him. You are doing like a deep album cut on this.
I don't think that's
on my list, man. I don't even have it in the top 25.
Yeah, I mean, he ran a 4.3 at the combine. I don't know. I don't think that's that deep a dive.
There he is. Well, he's just out of the top 25. I found him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people, I'm higher on him than some of the other corners in this draft. I like most of the corners in this draft, but I like Deonte Banks better than someone like Christian Gonzalez, who I think is a quality football player. But I wouldn't take him this high.
Can I tell you something about Christian Gonzalez? I don't think he's actually Christian.
Well, he could be. I mean, I don't know.
Just saying. I think that's going to really be a big factor for him. So just between you and me. All right. So did you already say everything you need to say about that guy?
Yep.
All right. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they're still around?
They are still around.
All right. 17th pick for Pittsburgh, Keon.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers last year, I think, when they drafted Kenny Pickett, they were just looking to see any indications that this dude could be a franchise guy. And at some point in the season, it showed up. Kenny Pickett makes really good decisions with the football. Still has a lot of growing to do, but okay, maybe you can build around that. And maybe Boomer Sooner's going to be happy about this, but I'm going to go Anton Harrison, the tackle out of Oklahoma, to go ahead and protect Kenny Pickett, because the Steelers need to rebuild a lot of position groups, honestly, but offensive line is one of their biggest needs. So I'll take the big fella out of OU.
All right, so the Detroit Lions, well, here they are again. Oh, that's right, because they gotten the other one for a thing.
Yeah. So this is their actual pick.
Yeah, their actual pick at 18.
Yeah. Well, in addition to the fact that the Lions made several massive strides last year, I think that they are going to add to the strengths that they have at wide receiver and get one more. Plus, it's going to help them from the fact that, a lot of their guys just got suspended for gambling. So here's a receiver that can come in right away and maybe help your receiver room a little bit. And that would be Jordan Addison, the wide receiver out of USC. A lot of the receivers in this draft are risky because they're very small, most of them.
Yeah, he's a shorty.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's only 173 pounds.
Yeah. And if I was drafting wide receivers in 1997, when you were allowed to blow guys up in the middle of the field, I wouldn't take Jordan Addison here at all. But you can't hit him like that anymore. So Jordan Addison in today's game is really a fantastic fit. And he's going to make a lot of people miss in space. Just get the ball in his hands and you put him on the field. And when you start to get some of these other dudes back from suspension, they're going to have a really scary offense. And Jared Goff's going to have a lot of places he can go with the football.
I would kind of be unhappy with that pick personally. You know my feelings. Hefty Lefty says, who is this draft's Pat Surtain?
Who is this draft's Patrick Surtain? I would say Devin Witherspoon. The Lions already took him early in the draft, in my mock draft. Witherspoon is the guy that you just put out there, and it's like, that he erases whoever he's covering.
So we're not there yet, Donnie. Jesus Christ, we're only on 19. We're not down to your Vikings yet. They're at 24. He says, Keon, give me a wide receiver next to Justin Jefferson. Well, don't spoil it.
No, you're not going to be happy with me.
Well, see, you just spoiled it. I said, don't spoil it. What did you just do? And you wonder why we mock your draft. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Choro is freaked out by you right now, Randy. He says, holy crap, Randy's shoulder disappeared. Well, he's been losing weight, but unfortunately, he didn't ask how he should do it. And
parts of me just disappeared.
Yeah. All right. So what are we doing here? Oh, that's right. Mock draft. Mocking Keon's draft. Next up is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who are you going to get to play with Tom Brady? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Who's the quarterback there now?
Baker Mayfield.
So they're going for whatever quarterback happens to be lying around, right?
Well, no. Look, the top four guys, this is not the deepest,
tanking then. They're tanking.
This is not the deepest quarterback draft. Yeah, I would assume that the tanking process has begun. They got Baker Mayfield, which is a move, and you can legitimately say you made a move.
It is a move.
And the league can't say that you didn't make a move.
O-line.
Nobody said that the move was going to help. So, yeah, I'm going O-line here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm taking O'Cyrus Torrence out of Florida to play guard. And he is somebody who's a people mover. I know that I don't know how long Todd Bowles is going to be there, but as long as Todd Bowles is there, the Buccaneers are going to want to run the football. And you need a guy that's going to be mean, angry, physical inside. I think O'Cyrus Torrence can be all of those things. He kind of reminds me of Quentin Nelson in terms of just how brutal he is on the people he goes up against. And I think that he suits Todd Bowles and what they want to do, which is basically run the football, because how on earth could you possibly trust this much Baker Mayfield? I don't think you can. I think they're playing for next year.
Boomer Sooner says, guys, there's a receiver from Stanford named Wilson. Steal of the draft. Mark my words. All right, Boomer Sooner, take it easy. Big George says, is Randy okay? He's been quiet during this whole mocking of his draft.
Well, I feel like I'm trying to lay out here just to listen to this knowledge, and I'm still, I'm still trying to get over and forgive Keon for that terrible pick that he gave the Cardinals.
You're not mocking the draft.
Absolute terrible pick.
I think you're having a terrible mock draft, Randy, because you're not mocking as much as you should. You should be mocking more.
No, I feel like I've mocked enough, and I don't know.
We still have a bunch of picks left to mock, so you better get your mocking game up. In fact, maybe this is the time to do it, because mock. That's not how that's not how you mock.
Ing.
You don't just say mock
bird.
It's not helping.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Maybe you could just lay off now. You just lay off.
Mockingbird. Yeah.
Should probably turn off this mic. Maybe. I don't know.
Should I? Like, really? Actually, I don't.
All right. So the Seattle Rainy City Bitch Pigeons, also known as the Seahawks, Randy, have the 20th pick. Prepare yourself.
Yeah. I know what he's going to do.
What's he going to do? Tell me what he's going to do.
Bijan Robinson.
No. Damn. I would go with that. I would. They need a running back, but go ahead.
No, I don't think they need a running. They were running the ball pretty well last year, but no, I'm not going to go with Bijan Robinson here for the Seahawks.
See, I told you.
I'm going to go to the passing game and get them a tight end, Michael Mayer.
That's
the tight
exactly
end
who
out
I thought he was going to
out of
take.
Notre Dame.
I know. I heard you.
And he is another one of these tight ends that's very great as a pass catcher. Again, you like to see probably more in the blocking department, but when you have a guy that can be open and be that security blanket, give Geno Smith another weapon, and whatever quarterback you end up moving on from Geno to in the future will have a guy in place who can go out there and just be open for you to throw the football to. Michael Mayer feels like he's always open, so I'm going to go with him.
6'5", 250 pounds. I guess if you're going for a tight end, that ain't bad. But man, Bijan is just non-existent so far in your draft. I thought he might go sooner, but then again, this isn't reality. This is Keon, and we're going to mock his draft. So let's see, where were we? Oh, okay. Now it's time for, well, this is interesting because I haven't really thought about them much. The Chargers, a proactive model. It needs some help. Are you getting it for him or are you getting it for the defense?
I'm getting it for the defense. Brandon Staley, defensive-minded coach, and he hasn't quite had everything that he needs to be successful as the head coach of the Chargers. I think his defenses, he loves it when he doesn't have to bring extra pressure. He just wants his guys up front on that defensive line to win. Bosa can do it, but I think Bosa needs a running mate. And at that point, they're going to get Miles Murphy out of Clemson, the edge rusher, to go on the other side and play alongside Joey Bosa, because I think he needs someone else to really take advantage of the fact that he gets double teamed a lot. Somebody's got to get that pressure on the quarterback. Miles Murphy, he has a lot of raw power, but the little undersized. So we're going to try and take a risk here, but I think the risk will pay off because he is such a fantastic athlete and he is so strong that if he can figure out a way to add some more moves to what he already knows how to do, he's going to be a force in the NFL.
Oh, by the way, random texter says that Raven Kid is he's at class actually, so he wasn't being disrespectful to us. He attends school on Wednesdays and Fridays. So, yeah. All right, I feel bad now. All right, so Raven Kid is named Raven Kid because he's a Baltimore Ravens fan.
Yes,
and here they are. By the way. All the numbers are messed up because of stupid Miami cheating.
Yep.
Because
from 20 on.
Right. It's all out of whack.
Yeah.
But so with the 22nd pick, which should have been 23, whatever. 22nd pick, the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I think that Lamar Jackson was happy when Odell Beckham Jr. showed up. It's like some say that was a thing to try to make him happy, get him to hang around. So are they going to try to further make Lamar Jackson more interested in staying in Baltimore with who they pick?
I think that they would love to, but the thing with the wide receivers in this draft is that they're small. And I don't know that this is necessarily the draft for that. I think the Ravens want somebody who's going to go alongside Odell, maybe be a guy that goes up and high points the football, be a big target to throw to. We just don't have a ton of that in this draft of that quality here. But the Ravens do need some help on the defensive side of the ball as well. They had a lot of corners be injured in recent years, and they've struggled as a result of it. So why not go out there and get a guy who is a press coverage master, Joey Porter Jr. That guy jams people at the line. He's physical with wide receivers. He's not afraid of anybody. He doesn't back down, and he just feels like a Baltimore Raven because of all those attributes that he has. Sometimes when people beat him, he has a tendency to grab and holding calls will happen. So that's got to be coached out. But I think that's a coachable thing. He just needs to have confidence in his athletic ability because he does. He does actually stop guys, jam them up, make their route running very difficult. He can do other things well. I don't think this is someone that just has to play press coverage, but that's his specialty. And I think you'd be wasting him if he went anywhere else.
All right, we have to take a break, and on the other side, Donnie is going to find out who Keon mocks on his draft for those Vikings. Donnie says there's been a talk of the Vikings moving all the way up to the top 3, trading up. I personally think it's too much, but Richardson is intriguing. Vikings need a quarterback of the future. We'll find out what Keon thinks about all that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Desert Vintage Restoration in Tempe would like to thank the medical field, first responders, and all essential workers for keeping America safe and strong during these remarkable times. You truly have been the backbone of our country and deserve our admiration. Remember, as we get back to normal and life moves on, it's important to get out there and support small businesses. Always shop local and buy American. Desert Vintage Restoration in Tempe, leading the way, because together we all win.
Dr. Rick here. If you find yourself getting particular about where you get the weather, you may be turning into your parents.
Looks like it might rain. Let's see what Corey from Channel 2 has to say. He's something else. I like him better than Harris from Channel 5.
You could just look up the weather on your phone.
I like Corey from Channel 2.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-704-9936. 800-704-9936. 800-704-9936. Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Imagine if you had a chance to change a child's life, to protect our public lands, to help our veterans, to create a healthier Arizona. When you sign up for AmeriCorps, you have the chance to make a difference. Part-time or full-time, student or senior, AmeriCorps is for everyone. Sign up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
Oh, you better have a good excuse.
yeah, we've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it. Very well.
Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive. Get it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We are currently mocking Keon's draft. I'm actually surprised we've gotten this far. We are now up to the Vikings pick at 23, and Donnie is waiting with bated breath to hear what sort of a solution you've got. He thinks there's going to be a trade up, but you don't do trades in your mock draft, so you got to give him what he needs right now.
Yeah, and you know, if the Vikings probably should consider trading up, especially if it's a wide receiver that they want, because the two best guys, in my opinion, are off the board, and there's kind of a little bit of a gap between them and then the other receivers. So I'm going to go with the Vikings taking Christian Gonzalez, the corner out of Oregon. He's the most athletic corner in the draft. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he's also got the arm length that you're looking for with a corner. I want him to be more disciplined when he goes up to go to the catch point and compete with receivers. He gets a little bit undisciplined and passes get by him that shouldn't, but that's another coachable thing. I'm okay with the team taking that. And quite frankly, if Christian Gonzalez is available at 23, you should be overjoyed that he's there, because I actually don't think in the actual draft he's making it this far.
So then you're saying he doesn't have T-Rex arms then?
He does not. No,
I guarantee you this is not going to make Donnie happy.
All right.
Yeah, like I said, he's not going to be happy. I said that.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Wait, I was wrong. Yes, Keon. Yes.
Oh.
Great pick. All caps.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
Glad made somebody happy.
That doesn't make any sense from what he said earlier, but okay. Donnie's drinking. All right. Moving on up to, or down, I guess, to the next pick.
It's going to be
the Jaguars.
The Jaguars pick. And the Jaguars need help on the defensive side. But they need help in that secondary, and they need help at safety. And fortunately for them, one of the best players in the draft is a safety, Alabama's Brian Branch. A lot of people are raving about him. He's basically like the clear best safety in the draft. It's him. And then there's a lot of other really good guys, but no one else is quite like him. He's physical. He's rangy. He can move from sideline to sideline really well. He had a lot of responsibility on his plate at Alabama. Nick Saban really trusted him on that defense to be his eyes and ears, and he handled all of that.
You got to go to over 65 on the power rankings to find another safety, to your point.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a good safety draft. It's Brian Branch and then a bunch of dudes.
Well, there you go. So that dude is going to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. New York Football Giants at number 25, Keon.
Yeah, I think the Giants would like to replace what they thought Kadarius Toney would be before they had to trade him. And what better way to do that than to get Zay Flowers, the wide receiver out of Boston College. This is a perfect spot for him because he's a bit of a risk. He's another one of these tiny receivers. He's really good, great hands, great speed, but he's a little small. But I don't think the way that the Giants want to run the football, that's necessarily going to matter. And he's going to have his opportunity to tear apart secondaries.
I hear he's a late bloomer, though.
I see what you did there. His name is Flowers. So anyway,
Randy, go ahead, just blow the whistle there. Just give yourself a 2 minute. 2 minute.
2 minutes on me.
2 minutes for Randy White. Nobody's above the law.
Wow.
Giants taking Zay Flowers, and I think they'd be pretty happy with that if that happened. So here come the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, Jerry Jones said, I don't know what I'm going to do until I do it. So here you are. How do you even predict this?
I don't know how you predict it, but I do know that Jerry likes to make a splash. Jerry likes big names. So I'm going to make myself real sad. And the Cowboys are taking Bijan Robinson.
Actually, that is a good pick for them because they need a running back. You even mentioned this yesterday, out with Zeke Elliott, in with Bijan along with Pollard.
Yeah, I mean, you got Pollard there, and Pollard's been fantastic. But when you add a 1-2 punch like that, especially to a team like Dallas, where McCarthy acts like he wants to throw the ball, but he really wants to run the ball. And you got to remember, he's also taking play calling duties onto himself. So
duties.
So he's going to probably be okay with taking a running back here, and not just a running back, but the best running back in the draft, and somebody who has game-changing ability. He can make people miss like he's a smaller back, but he's actually very powerful, and he can go through people as well. He can catch passes out of the backfield. He's very versatile.
Buffalo Bills. Now, you think about the Buffalo Bills, you know, they seem like they can't quite get over the hump. So they need something to help them get to that next level. Okay. And I saw that look, Keon, when I said hump. Grow up. Okay. Just grow up. All right. So what do the Buffalo Bills need?
He said hump. So the Bills, I think, need help in their secondary. They make the playoffs all the time. So this is something that they run into more than other teams. Top tier quarterbacks who throw the ball deep. You keep running into Joe Burrow. You keep running into Patrick Mahomes. You're going to be running into top tier talent for a very long time. I think that you've got to get a corner here when the draft is going to be this deep at that position and take Emmanuel Forbes out of Mississippi State. Emmanuel Forbes is somebody who has incredible ball skills, 14 interceptions in his college career, 17 pass breakups. If people throw the ball his direction, he makes you pay. And I like that for them. And if you make Joe Burrow, if you make Patrick Mahomes hurry, throw a pass that maybe they'd like to take back, you should be able to convert that into getting the ball yourself.
All right. Wait, didn't we just do the Bills? We didn't do the Bengals just now, did we? I thought we just say the word Burrow.
We did.
Did you say
Bills?
Burrow?
Yeah, because they're going up against top tier quarterbacks in the AFC.
All right. Sorry, I got a little confused there because next up is Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and I'm going to guess O-lineman, because I think that is the biggest need that the Bengals would have to help keep Burrow upright.
Well, I mean, they've been improving the offensive line every single year.
And what an opportunity to do more.
Well, yeah, but I would not do that here because I think that the offensive line is in a decent spot. This is not a place where Joe Burrow is getting murdered like he was year 1 and year 2. I think it's at an adequate enough level that I think you should add to the weapons that Joe Burrow has to work with. You know, he's got Jamar Chase as his guy that goes over the top, but I think
you just said they're all short.
But but here's the thing: I'm going tight end. I'm taking Darnell Washington out of Tennessee. I think he showed a lot this year. He's been able to be someone who can find that soft spot in the defense and sit down in it, which is really useful because Joe Burrow will find you. He's just got incredible field vision.
Now, you went Darnell Washington and went right past Luke Musgrave. Is it because Darnell is 6'7"? Actually, Luke Musgrave on the power rankings is listed higher.
Yeah, I just happen to like Darnell Washington more just from watching the two of them. I just think that Darnell Washington's instincts to me are better. And I think when you have the opportunity to take somebody, I think you take sometimes the guy with the higher upside. And I think that's Washington. He's got a lot of room to grow. And the Bengals have had some tight ends that were really nice. You know, Drew Sample is a good receiver. Irv Smith is a solid tight end. But I think Darnell Washington can be an absolute beast at the NFL level.
All right. So are they going to be the Aints or the Saints with their pick at 29?
I think that they're going to be the Saints. Now this is kind of a reach. If I were
Randy,
Saints,
your 2 minutes are like long over, bud.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I would probably trade into the second round for this pick, honestly. But this is the pick that I kind of like the best for them, which is Mazi Smith out of Michigan. He is an interior defensive guy, really, really powerful, also capable of taking on double teams. And I think that the Saints really need that because they got to get those edge rushers free somehow. So why not have somebody going up the middle and getting some pressure on, quite frankly, very bad quarterbacks in the NFC South? If you can just get some of these guys and take them out of games, take them out of rhythm, you can have a great season because the NFC South is absolutely winnable. You have the best quarterback in the division right now. So punish the other teams for having bad ones.
Can I just tell you, if I had known I was allowed to name a child Mozzie, I would have done that. I didn't know that was an option. That's a fun name, Mozzie.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I name a dog Mozzie?
Sure.
That is a great name. That's just a great name for a person. I don't have any more kids to name, so I might have a dog to name someday. I want to go with Mozzie. Is that how do you spell that? M-O-Z-Z-I?
M-A-Z-I.
M-A-Z-I. Well, that's even simpler. Mozzie. Here, Mozzie. That's a good name.
Yeah, it's a damn good name.
Yeah, sorry. I hope he wouldn't be offended, but I mean that's a great name.
Yeah, it's just a cool name for anybody.
The Eagles have another pick? What the hell?
Yeah, that's why I am not thrilled about the Eagles right now, because they get to just keep right on retooling in the first round of the draft, which is insanely valuable, and I hate them. But here are the Eagles. I'm going to give them a pick that I think is really, really nice. John Michael Schmitz out of Minnesota. He's a center, and the dude is awesome. He's played 4 years, very, very intelligent. And what better way to continue to protect Jalen Hurts than to draft the heir apparent to Jason Kelce, who's playing this year? We don't know how much longer he's going to want to play. Why not draft the guy that can learn under him and then take over? And it's somebody who's got an incredible amount of skill, an incredible amount of intelligence and smarts to be able to play the position of center very well.
You know, I feel like if you win a Super Bowl, you shouldn't get a first round pick.
Really?
I just feel like it's greedy. You just shut it down.
This is their actual, but you get to pick last. Everyone gets all the first round guys before you.
No, they shouldn't get to pick until 63. I am not even kidding about that. But whatever. The Chiefs have the next pick and the last pick in the first round at 31 because Miami cheats. So who are they taking?
Well, a lot of people are really, really high on this guy. I used to be too, but I have some concerns, and that's Tyree Wilson, the edge rusher out of Texas Tech. He is athletically, as far as the physical tools and physical gifts, off the charts. The guy is just an amazing, amazing football player. But I'm scared of some of the things that I see from him, which is a lack of production getting to the passer. But sometimes guys don't have that production, but they're really, really good at defending the run. Oh no, he's bad at that too. He's bad at covering people in the flat. It's just, there's lots of things that I think if he ends up in the right situation and he's not rushed and he can be coached, you might be able to get that talent out of him. I think the Chiefs are in the situation. They can take the risk on a Tyree Wilson. And if he turns into something great, that defense is going to be even better.
All right. Well, we made it. We made it through Keon's mock draft. It took 1 hour and 20 minutes.
So, nice.
I think because you take so damn long, we should probably just be safe. Next year, start this in the 3 o'clock hour.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He's just impossible to work with sometimes, I guess.
Well, I mean, he
mock drafts are long. That's just what they're like.
Yeah.
Demands so much from us.
Yeah, just, I don't know. We have a lot of questions for Keon about this mock draft that have shown up on the text line. Man, Bear, Pig. Just go check out our website, 1580thefanatic.com. And we have score alerts. Yes, you're right, Big George. I was getting to that. Right. Oh, so the Diamondbacks beat the Royals. We already knew that. But the Dodgers are down 3-0 to the Pirates.
Nice.
Bottom of the 7th.
Nice.
I'm excited.
Don't get too excited. Remember last night.
I know. That sucked a lot.
Yeah.
Also, the Panthers are all tied up with the Bruins, 1-1. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a break now.
I think you should.
Oh, sorry. That was my inner monologue. That was outer monologue should be, we'll be right back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
From local town councils to Capitol Hill, agents who are realtors are standing up for what's right. We're here protecting property rights, here advocating for the issues that affect our neighborhoods, here championing fair and equitable housing for all. Because we are realtors, bound by a code of ethics, driven to serve our communities. We're here for it all, here for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Dr. Rick here. If you find yourself getting particular about where you get the weather, you may be turning into your parents.
Looks like it might rain. Let's see what Corey from Channel 2 has to say. He's something else. I like him better than Harris from Channel 5.
You could just look up the weather on your phone.
I like Corey from Channel 2.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161 or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte combo orders.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Today's blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Bruno Baller says, well, Jeffrey, looks like your favorite NBA player might be playing his last game today. Cleveland down to the Knicks and will be eliminated if they lose. What's on your mouth?
Who's your favorite NBA player, Jeffco?
I know you're talking about Bruno Baller. No
Cleveland down to the Knicks. Cleveland. So Cleveland, somebody on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Lakers are struggling against the Grizzlies right now. It is halftime, and it's 61-52.
I hope they lose 143-63.
Yeah, a 9-point lead isn't going to make anybody feel very comfortable. So I wouldn't read too much into that just yet. But hey, I'm glad to see it for as long as it lasts.
So we talked about this just a little bit the other day. I think it's
Randy, I told you, if you put the ointment on it before bedtime, you're going to probably have more effectiveness if you put it on in the morning.
We weren't going to talk about that.
What are you talking about?
Tom, we're on the air.
I know.
Bilbo Baggins. What's his name for the Grizzlies? What's his name?
Dylan Brooks.
I poked a bear. It's a bad look. It is a bad look that he's not showing. If the Grizzlies win tonight, and he's anywhere near a microphone, oh my! I hope somebody, because I won't be here tomorrow. I hope somebody just absolutely roasts him about doing that. I mean, come on, man.
Oh, I agree, but he's a coward.
If they win, I can guarantee you he'll be near a microphone. That's just his personality. It's annoying because
now you're here
because you took the time to have this whole thing about, oh, I poke bears, blah blah blah, and then you lose, and all of a sudden you're a ghost. We can't find you. Stay away from him then. If we can't find you when you lose,
they're going to go. I just wish somebody in the media would have the cojones to ask him the question. Well, we haven't seen you for a couple of days. Where you been?
Bruno Baller says, okay, well, I guess it's not your favorite player, but the guy with the crazy hair on Cleveland. Oh yeah, the guy who looks like Bob Ross.
Huge afro.
What's his name? I already forgot his name. You looked it up and you forgot.
Yeah, I forgot it. Yeah.
He's the European player.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a shame.
Norwegian.
I already forgot he existed, but thanks, Bruno Baller. Silver Pops, we will get to that, I promise. Osman, that's right. Awesomeman. Yes.
Thankfully, the Goog remembered that I searched it before. So,
well, that's kind of good. Careful what you type in that room. Bruno Baller, thank you. Choro says Tyree Wilson. Sadly, he won't fall that far.
He won't. Not in reality, but I'm just not that high on him.
CK says solid tight end hitting the soft spot. Are we still talking football? I wondered too, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Soft spot.
Yeah. Tihua says we'll take Bijan Robinson and get rid of Eckler. Yeah. You think the Chargers would think about that?
I think they would.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Because Eckler's they're already in a situation with Eckler where he's disgruntled, kind of doesn't want to be there, wants more money. They don't want to give it to him. So why not start over fresh with the guy who's quite frankly better on a rookie deal?
Hefty Lefty says, Keon, who's going to get the absolute can't miss prospect of this draft? Bumper pool? I don't know what that means. Bumper pool. Do you?
I don't know what the bumper pool thing.
I just read it like he typed it. So,
boy, there are a few options there. I mean,
it's got to be a spell check thing.
Whoever gets Dalton Kincaid is going to get somebody that's really awesome. That's for sure. He's going to be a very productive tight end. I just think Kalijah Cansey's just an absolute monster waiting to happen. So I have him going to the Eagles, which would also make me sad.
Did you
But,
did you have Hendon Hooker in your draft? Was he taken in the first
Keon
round?
didn't even get a hooker.
No, I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
No, he's not a first round talent to me.
No,
not at his age. No.
What is he? 40?
No.
How old is he?
He's 25. Which by NFL standards, especially coming out of the offense that he played at, where it's very, I don't want to say gimmicky, but not a whole lot translates to the NFL. That's a giant risk. I wouldn't take it.
I was going to ask a question. I forgot what it was. Damn. It was a good question.
You said
too.
who?
Yeah, I know.
And then you
Started out who, but then.
Sorry.
Who are you? Who?
Which team do you think is most likely to do some trading? You know what I'm saying? What team is most likely to trade with the Cardinals and get up there to get something done? And I don't know if it's about who's most desperate. It's about who has what they need to be able to do it. You know, who is most likely to trade up to the Cardinals 3 position? I mean, I know the Colts have thought about it, but I think they've resigned themselves to the idea of, all right, we're just going to figure it out where we're at. I kind of feel like that's what they're doing. That seems like a Chris Ballard thing. It's been his history. So what team do you think is most likely to jump up there?
I'm feeling the Titans on that, just because that they actually are in a position where they need a quarterback.
Yeah.
And they've got a new GM, Rand Carthen. He's coming in and he's going to do things very differently, where the Titans were very conservative in the past. Rand Carthen might be aggressive here to try and make a splash and get a quarterback.
Who do you think they go for?
A team. Well,
who do you?
I
not
think,
who you think they should. Who do you think they should?
I think they think they should get Will Levis.
I'm fine with that because I'll take Richardson at 4.
I mean, I would too. I think Richardson's better than Levis in terms of just how they map out long term.
I don't want them to hear this.
But in terms of which of those two guys plays the most like Ryan Tannehill, it's Levis.
Thank God. I don't want that freak. Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Cardinal Art says, Keon, you think the Cardinals should trade D-Hop for King Henry and trade down from the 3rd pick and get multiple picks?
King Henry? No.
I don't think they should trade for King Henry because King Henry's getting to the 30s where running backs, the production just falls off. And it doesn't matter how great you are. Even if you're Adrian Peterson and surefire Hall of Famer, you hit 30, it doesn't last. So no, you shouldn't trade for King Henry, but you should trade D-Hop. Yeah. You have a guy who's going into his last year of his deal and your quarterback's not even going to play for half the season. And you've got a new GM, new coach, new system. Just reboot a little bit.
I got to pee so bad. Oh, wait, was that outside my head again?
Yeah.
I got it switched around. Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's Sports History. Back in the year 1941, Wrigley Field became the first ballpark in the world to employ an organ to entertain fans when Roy Nelson provided the fans with a pregame serenade of classic and soulful tunes before Chicago dropped 6-2 decision to Max Lanier and the St. Louis Cardinals. The organ, removed after the Cubs homestand, would not return permanently to the friendly confines until 1967. Back to me, Jeffrey. Yeah, and actually, right now, I just want to play. This is an actual recording of from 1941, the original organ music. Play it, Randy.
Burn in hell, Lakers! Burn in hell, Lakers! Shut the hell up, Ralph!
Yeah, it was kind of confusing, to be honest, to a lot of the people.
People were kind of rolling their eyes like, what is this?
That's a talented organ player who can make it sound like that.
It was good stuff.
Oh, they can do many things on the organ.
Yeah, I could do a lot with this organ.
Yeah.
So anyway, Big George said, I waited a while to do this, but it wasn't even close. Jeffrey O'Brien completely dominated this edition of Keon Rose's mock draft. Spot on analysis by Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Keon was a close second. Randy appeared to sort of had a stroke halfway through, so he gets last place. Sorry, Randy. Yeah, it's not uncommon for me to completely win any mock draft that I attend.
Absolutely.
I can't help it. I'm not trying to one up anybody.
It's almost boring how you win all the stuff.
I can't help it that I'm so good.
Why no?
I know. It's just but better luck next year, Keon.
Yeah, I'm not taking the bait. Don't worry about it.
Better luck next year.
Yeah.
By the way, we're often talking about umpires in the show.
Yes,
you know
we
what I'm
are.
saying?
Yes,
we're
we
often just disgusted with how bad they are.
Yes, we are.
But at the same time, parents who come to Little League games, they're horrific. They're horrible. Not all of them, but you know who I'm talking about. There's people out there screaming like it's the stupid World Series, or like their 4-year-old has a chance to make the majors this year. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes parents can just be out of control. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I saw this in the USA Today. New Jersey Little League is going to force parents that confront umpires to suit up and ump 3 games before they're ever allowed to return as a spectator.
Hey, there you go. I love it.
But do you want these jackasses out there on the field being an umpire for a game? That doesn't mean they know anything. You're going to get some horribly officiated games, even more so if you send the parents out there. I think this is kind of dumb. You know, like comedians always sometimes make a mistake when they get heckled. Oh yeah, you think you're so funny? Why don't you come up here and do this? That happened to me, although I wasn't the comedian. I was sitting in the audience, and I was sitting there, and he said something to me, like he's trying to do crowd work. I made a joke. The audience, it was the biggest laugh he had in his entire set, and he pulled that line, and I said, okay, and the crowd erupted, and he just actually stormed off stage. I jumped up there, and I did a set. He had no idea I was a comedian. The owner of the club was pissed at me, and I said, you know, you're going to pay me what you were going to pay him, right? He's like, yeah. So it's generally not a good idea, though, in general, to allow people who are even more amateur than the amateur Little League umpires. I think this actually is not a good idea. It's a good idea in concept. Randy, your first reaction was like, yeah, show them what it's like.
Make them go out there and do it.
They
Absolutely.
get heckled by parents and told they suck all the time.
Absolutely.
They said the abuse has been so bad that a couple of volunteer umpires quit last week.
I just don't know why volunteer umpires, the first things you learn in school, in the umpire school, is you take control of the game. That is your game to officiate. You are the one officiating that game. And so you can take control of that. You can throw spectators out. And I used to have people in the stands when they were heckling. I would shut the game down, and I would look right at them. I'd point right at them. I'd say, okay, that's one. If I hear you again, I'm going to throw you out of here. Well, you can't do that. Oh, really? Try me. One more time, I'm going to throw you out of here. I've had a few of them do that. And I would stop the game until they left the facility. They got the hell out of it. They can stand on the street and yell all they want to because you can't hear them.
We can be critical. Why? Because we have the benefit of every single camera angle known to God and man. When you're sitting there in a Little League game, you're about 10 feet behind or off to the side of where the umpire is, and you think you can do a strike zone better than he can?
Yeah, no.
So it's like you can't really say something is or is not a bad call at a Little League game. You don't have the eyeballs for it.
And even there's a difference between even being critical. If you saw something and you thought the umpire was wrong and you sat in your seat and went, oh, come on, man, are you blind? I don't even think the umpire has a problem with that. It's when these parents cross the line into this abusive territory.
They confront them, they come out there and get their
it's
face.
absolutely unnecessary. You can actually disagree with umpires and not be that person. You can't.
Not a lot of parents.
I mean, no self-control on that end, but yeah.
Random texter says, I got lunch that Raven Kid outpicks you in the first round, Jeffrey. I think I was close to him when we did it that year. I think that he just had one better than me, and that's how he got on the show. Or was it I was better than he was, but he just beat the horse killer? I can't remember how it goes, but I'm gonna tell you what. I'm not picking. It was Keon's mock draft. I didn't do one. So
Raven Kid can put his mock draft up against mine.
Yeah,
and probably land more picks. I'm just going what the team should do.
Yeah, there's nobody on our show anymore who is so super competitive that he makes everybody do picks. Randy and I did not do a mock draft. I generally don't, because there is so much weirdness to everything that happens that I don't see any point in it. You know, I just like to enjoy the ride. But if you're up for putting your picks up against Raven Kid's picks, we can do that.
Yeah, we know who Keon. He had Bryce Young go number one, right? You had Bryce. Yeah, Bryce Young was one. Okay, so who do you got, Jeffrey, going number one? Who do you got number one?
I don't know.
So you haven't thought about it at all? You just kind of.
Jeffrey's been thinking about pick number 4.
Yeah, 4 is the
this
only thing I give
entire
a
time.
damn about, and 3 a little bit because I'm worried about somebody jumping over the top of us and taking the guy I want. Now remember, the guy I want is Richardson. The guy the Colts want might not be him. It might be Levis, and so they may be thinking about trading up the 3 as well. But I don't know. It's a cluster bleep if you ask me, and there's no reason for me to, hurt my brain and spend too many calories on thinking about it. I think we've had a pretty good mock draft by Keon. I don't think we need any more than that. So Big George wants us to know that the Pirates are now winning 5-0, 6-0 over the Dodgers.
Good.
Still not safe.
Good.
Not safe till it's over. Bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. I'm not going to get out of control with that. Getting a lot of great stories from people, umpire stuff. But Bruno Baller says, "Hey, Randy, enjoy your much-deserved vacation time there."
Thank you. I appreciate you. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Well, what are you doing? I forgot what you're doing.
Ron's sending me away. I didn't want to tell you.
Rehab again?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you on Monday, Randy, and the rest of you will see tomorrow at 3 p.m. for our draft special. The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Good luck, Randy.
At Taco Bell, we like to keep mornings simple because before